toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review. What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. Welcome to the stream. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and you are watching the Bad Batch Case of the Mondays, but now it's a 2-for-1. We get two shows. The Boba Squadron normally talks about the Bad Batch, but also, for some reason, Disney, and I'm not complaining, don't misconstrue this as a complaint, we're getting two shows at the same time, the Bad Batch and Mandalorian. So I haven't thought of a combo name yet, but we're going to talk about both of those shows tonight. If you're new here, normally on the channel we talk about collecting action figures and other collectibles, but you know that links with these really cool and awesome shows and movies that we get. So I get to chat about that with my friends here on the stream, and of course you in the chat. So if you're watching live or on the replay, feel free to jump in the comments. Say hi to other people who are here, or if something that we say in the stream that resonates with you or you disagree with, feel free to type it in the chat or the video comments. Appreciate everyone who tunes in, comments, and shares on social media. And we're just going to talk about the two episodes tonight. Tonight with me, if you're not familiar with the Boba Squadron, there are several members. Unfortunately, Yoko is unable to join us tonight. She is taking a well-deserved vacation, or as they say, vacation in Chinese. First up tonight is my friend. You may know him from wonderful shows like Kim's Convenience, The Mandalorian, an upcoming show, Avatar. Please welcome Canadian icon, and hopefully soon to be invited to Fan Expo Canada, because we all want this to happen. Let's make it happen, fans and friends. Mr. Paul Sun-hyung Lee.
Hey, what's up? Thanks so much for that lovely introduction, Kevin.
Was that the most professional one yet? Close.
It's a close second, if not first.
All right, I'll take that.
Very smooth. You still got that old opening, though. Or is that a new opening?
It's an old new.
Old new.
We talked about retro today, right?
Right.
Things come in cycles, and older stuff is back in style again. That
You forgot to
works.
switch the new opening back.
Shut up.
You are fully licensed and bonded by the state, aren't you?
Shut up, boy. I'm a real tightwad. Can I afford this remarkable service? Okay, we can just go on to Simpsons quotes for hours. That's not this stream, though.
No.
But, thank you. Welcome back. We hung out a little earlier today.
Yes,
and,
we did.
It's nice to see you're not entirely sick of me yet. But this will be this was a great episode of Mando and Bad Batch, so I'm excited.
That's like 2 weeks in a row. We got back-to-back really, really great episodes for the Clone Wars. Sorry, the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian.
Back-to-back episodes.
Back-to-back.
Ooh.
So that's a nice name, isn't it? Back-to-back.
Because now we're doing two episodes. I mentioned in the intro we don't have a new name. Back-to-back recaps.
Stamp double lock, no races. I've got trademark. So
you're doing it on your channel?
You're going to have to start paying me royalties now.
You're the only one who's getting paid from Boba Squadron.
It's all good. It's all good, baby.
Oh my gosh. I got to point this out real quick. Commander Green says, Toying Around, I saw you on the Resistance broadcast last week. Looking forward to following you. Thank you so much. I was invited to Resistance podcast last week, following in the steps of Paul over here, who's been on before, and Lacey and John and James, great bunch of fans over there. They talk a lot about Star Wars shows and news. They're into directors and who's filming this week and next week and all that stuff, and rumors. It's a great channel. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out and spread the love. Share and spread the love. Our next Boba Squadron member is returning this week from Disney World.
Yoko's back? I thought you said
Already?
Yoko's going to be here.
Yoko is on vacation tonight, but
What are you talking about?
the other one,
The other one. Lucy?
Lucy is back.
Larry the cat. At last.
Very close.
The
It
chance
is
to shine.
our friend. Same, also the letter L. Lil Boba.
Little Boba. So happy to be here. It's about time. Right, so I've got a few things to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad move. Never give him the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't do that again.
We all know you're Commander Cody anyway. That's a lie.
Sorry. Is that Commander Cody under the Boba helmet? Let's ask our friend, the one and only Fallen Fett.
Hell no, it's not.
Whoa, I thought you could say hello.
Oh,
you say hello.
I'm answering the question first.
This guy. What's up? It's God, it's been a while. It starts with an E.
Try it. No.
Evan
No.
Fett. Evan
No.
Feet.
No.
Evan.
No.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Try again, because obviously the chat don't know. Everybody's shouting out except me, and I'm like, I'm here. I was only gone 1 week.
Oh, ¿cómo está?
Man, I am doing good. So happy to be back. Yes, just coming back from vacation. I missed you guys. It didn't seem like you guys missed me though.
Because we all know you weren't really on vacation. You were in hiding.
Love shown.
That's right.
You know,
You were in hiding. We all know it's a deep fake. You weren't at Disney World. You're just walking around in your backyard. You got Corinne to do the whole. You had your homemade fan going.
Yeah, I didn't need the green screen. I just used green bushes, and it worked the same way. Yeah.
So if people have no idea what's going on, Ernie had a theory that was debunked last week, and Paul came up with his own theory that since Ernie's theory was debunked, he wasn't really at Disney.
Oh.
He just conveniently planned it the same week that he was just hiding at home, faking all of his reels and photos and stories of him and his family away in Florida, when really it was just cowardism.
No, he's just worried. He just didn't want to get. He just didn't want to get roasted.
Because of my theory? Oh, I have another great one tonight.
Oh,
so
here we
wait till
go.
You hear this next one.
Back in my day,
I can't wait.
We used to have theories growing out of our necks. Here we go.
I can't wait.
Pull it out. Yeah. No, it is so great to be back. The vacation was awesome. We had a great time. Kev, I do want to take this time real quick to tell everybody thank you who sent Kaylee some love, my daughter, and sent her some birthday treats for her day. It was amazing. I had a lot of love from everywhere, from the Federation Toy Migos to Toying Around to the Bitter Brigade to everybody was there, man, just sending her love. And she was set for the day. And at first she was like, not even like into it. Like, oh my God, what are you doing, Dad? That type of thing. And then when she caught on, she's like, what's next? Let's go. Come on. Yeah, man. And she ended up with so much great stuff. We had so much memories together. As the kids get older, I think that's what the best part was getting into a new type of memory and a new type of hangout with them. It was my two middle ones. And so it was amazing. It was a great, great time. And
that's awesome, man.
We got recognized for Boba Squadron from some of the cast members at Disneyworld there.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, who check it out. And so they started calling everybody else. And of course, there's my kids with the big eye roll, like, oh my God, are you serious? Yeah, so it was great. So I do want to say what's up to Justin, Kayla, and Madi, who are cast members at Disney World, making magic happen every day.
Excellent.
We started chatting, and they, the Star Wars tattoos, and then it was like, you're on that show. And so one thing led to another, and there it was. And I told them, I'll say, yeah, we'll definitely say what's up to you guys. So
yeah, what's up?
Yeah, thank you so much. And it was a lot of fun, man. It was cool. But to everybody who sent a birthday shout out or sent some love or got Kaylee a treat or a gift, oh my God, thank you from the bottom of my heart. She thanks you too. I'll have more on my show, but I wanted to get that thank you out there because I couldn't believe it. It just made so much memories and such a good time. And it was one for the books of this vacation. And it went real quick. You know how you always feel like it's over already, but there was so much that we took from it, so it was cool. But a great highlight was that of Boba Squadron's out there at Walt Disney World, Florida. So I was like, yeah, for reals all the time. So
we
that's
just need to
always a
get
great
to
feeling.
Celebration
Yes,
in London. Might be
Yes.
late. Maybe what's the next one? 2025.
Yeah.
we still need those SDCC passes too. So we got to get there.
Well, I had to pay for mine, but hey, man, welcome back. It's awesome to
thank
hear that you had a great time. People in the chat are asking. Mike says, random non-related question. That's double. Where can one get the bitter hats? Not some bitter hate.
Bitter hate was
Bitter-
easy. It's like just
Just
can
live
get
my
bitter
life
hate.
for one day.
Yeah. All you have to do is come up with a crazy theory. Then, when it's proven wrong, you get lots of bitter hate.
Lots.
Yeah, I didn't know we were all doing bitter hats. I did my hair, you know.
Too good.
Yeah, not
Too good.
today.
I don't
But,
have hair.
Where can
so-
one
don't either.
acquire this headwear?
Well, if you head over to bitterasiandude.com, you'll be whisked away to a wonderful website full of merch. I've got hats. I've got knitted caps, or toques as we call them in Canada.
Beanies.
T-shirts, lots of fun things. So check it out, bitterasiandude.com. And those are, got some fancy schmancy stickers. I got to find a way to get those on the site somehow. But those ones I got produced and sent to me. Everything else is created through Printful, I believe.
We'll figure out what
It's an on-demand thing.
we can ship it out separately. It's anyway. We'll figure that out. After.
We-
I'll help you with
yes.
that one. Yes, go check out Paul and Ernie and Yoko's Instagram links are all in the YouTube video description, so you can follow those links and head over to their respective sites and get this fantastic bitter hat. I'll find mine. But hey, thank you everyone in the chat for noticing. If you're here, really appreciate you tuning in tonight. I know we do our stream a little bit later and it's a few days past since the episode, but it's just an excuse for us to get together and talk about toys and Star Wars, and of course all of you joining in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're gonna do some shout outs to the chat real quick, maybe some Star Wars pickups that we had this week, and then of course Bad Batch and then the Mandalorian. We saved the best for last, apparently. That's what you're supposed to do. First up in the chat, we have Toy Rensu. What's going on? Just got caught up right before we started. Thank you so much. Aaron S is here. Burnt Vidar Larson. What's going on? Bitter Vader 74. Welcome to the stream. All the way from Norway. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
That's so cool. Yeah, you have a lot of international viewers on.
I do. I have
on your
many
stream.
Scandinavians, which delights me to no end. I think it's
Maybe you
great.
should do. They should get you out to a convention out there.
I'll go.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they invite you there. Ernie and I will be your camera crew. Document the whole
yeah.
thing.
You'll be my handlers.
Mhm.
Oh yes. But Ernie's like, what? Autograph? Yeah, 75. And then he'd be like, hey Paul, here's 50.
I don't know. You only
It
get
really
really
wants-
$5.
Yeah.
Ernie,
It
is
really
that
wants
a
an
gold
autograph.
belt you're wearing? No, I don't know.
With the classic gold bling too
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
tooth as I smile.
No, just full grills.
Who knows?
Full grills all the way.
Are those rings on your fingers? Those
It's like, how
diamonds?
did you get them made so quick? It's like, no, I prepared for this. I pre-ordered this.
It all says Fallen Fett together. That's a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
You link them together.
FALN FETT Fallen Fett.
Got it. Dude,
I love it.
if I had those, I'd rock them so hard. Oh my god.
Oh my! Well, someone maybe can model 3D print them for you, and then get a jeweler
Sure.
to make it for you. Tommy K's here. Tommy K, are you really watching from vacation, or are you back? I don't know why you're doing a puke face, but thank you for being
maybe he's
here.
not feeling well.
Oh, you
Drinking a
have
little
the-
bit too much there in the Dominican, you buddy. He's Friday to Friday, so I have no pity for him.
Yes, not at all.
I hope you're having a great time, Tommy.
While we have outpost style weather here in Toronto.
Mhm.
No thanks, Tommy. In fact, shut up. John Carmen's here. I am TJ Williams, legendary poser. What's going on? Anton's here. Says, hey everyone, instead of boba tea tonight, I have a blizzard from DQ. I
Ooh.
think that is good enough.
That's legit.
Blizzard's good.
There you go.
Blizzard is good.
Gotta eat with
MC.
a spoon.
Eat it with the spoon. MC's here. 80s baby. What's up, Dario? Doombot 9000. RMD Collective. RMD, thank you for the reminder of that hashtag. We'll put a chat poll in the YouTube chat later. High School Creations, who I mentioned earlier, also in the chat, just mentioned to me, I woke up to a message from him. I just finished chapter 18. Great episode. Win or Lose, Quinn Calling is here. Sam Rock, what's going on, Sam? John Takus, Commander Green says hello, toying around in Bitter Asian Dude Inc. This was before you came on, Ernie.
No,
But I also
fine.
told him,
That's all right.
don't shout out the intern. D Cirtles here says, I'm 10 minutes late. Is Paul still doing intros? No, there's still an hour to go.
I'm still doing that on my other channel at the same time.
I've never seen someone do an unboxing live stream and then do 2 hours and go, yeah, I'm not unboxing anything today.
You know what's great too is so sometimes because Paul's schedule's been everywhere, right? So we're at Disney when it pops on, and I've heard Corinne say, "Ooh, it's after 4," and I'm like, "Oh, Paul's on. Let me check," because we're standing in line. She's like, "Did you miss it?" And I'm like, "No, it's like 4:30. He's probably just saying hi to the second person right now." And I turn it on and welcome to the show. And I'm like, "Yes."
Imagine someone waiting to see that toy, and 2 hours later, you're like,
Oh
"Yeah,
my
I'm not gonna open it." And you're like, "What? I sat here for two
No,
hours."
read the description. I said I was going to be talking about that, and then okay.
This is
I
my
don't know.
deciding factor if I'm going to buy this figure or not. Never saw it.
I can't do the 7-hour streams anymore.
What a
Yeah.
cliffhanger! What a cliffhanger! It's like an episode of Dragon Ball.
Right.
2 hours until, and you're still getting ready for the unboxing. Yeah, RMD says, "Hello there, Paul. Mr. Sunday stream, but I replayed it." Man, Ki Kwan,
Thank you so much, RMD Collective.
what a win yesterday.
Yeah.
Everybody from that movie.
It was an awesome day because along with Paul's stories, we had all those wins because
Yep.
Paul, the way that you elaborated and everything and like that, I loved it. I mean, I had the phone up to me just so I could be there with you. You
Oh, cool.
always put us there with you, which is so great because we're like the biggest fans too. I mean, not only do we give you the love and the support, but you're still there geeking out over everybody just as we would. So it really puts all of us there along with you. I mean, that's honestly how I feel. And it's the best part of, getting to hear your stories and like that. So who cares you didn't unbox anything? I
Yeah,
wanted to hear
Kevin.
more.
Who cares? Thank you, Ernie.
I
You're
wanted
still
to hear
cut,
more.
but I love you. Thank you.
I am? Oh,
Guys,
maybe-
unboxing Thursdays is all I have.
No, you don't. You were everywhere this week.
That's
Yeah,
why.
man.
Don't give me that.
No, I kid. It was a lot of fun, regardless of the deliberate misdirection. No, I'm kidding. Literally, Action Figs is here. Kirby Kai says it's a bad batch of the Mandos. I like that. That's pretty good. Micro Galaxy Squadron, what's going on? You want to know more about the Micro Galaxy Squadron toy line? Go follow this account on Instagram. All the new pictures and news and rumors and leaks are going to be
So
there. Go
pretty.
check out that account. And definitely, along with Paul's enabling, got me to buy more stuff. But I'm not mad because I really like the
same.
ship that I got, especially for this episode.
I told you.
Nice.
Aaron S says that is the worst Lil Boba
Yeah.
accent today.
I
I might have
didn't
put
even
him on the
try.
spot.
Wasn't even trying. I just went full. I don't know where I was. Somewhere else.
Yeah. You had to find the button. Tenio Toys is here. Thanks for tuning in. Kenny C3. Commander Green says, so much clone goodness out there with the Bad Batch. I'm so pumped for the Hot Toys Wrecker and Tech announcement. Oof, that's your guys' territory.
Pre-ordered. Boom. Available in 2024.
Oh my gosh.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Chris Christie is here. Doombot 9000. Patty, welcome back to the stream. Patty ordered a bitter cap yesterday.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, Patty, I have a
Congratulations.
picture of us. My agent took a photo of us, like in the line
Oh, that's
of me signing
awesome.
that print. So I got to flip it over to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Somehow. Yeah. it's
Paul
really neat.
Paul was at the Mandalorian season 3 premiere events, and Patty was is a local Star Wars fan in LA and goes to a lot of these events and met Paul and got a print signed. It was a lot of fun. Looks like. We have Lady Marine is here. Oh, she was in the IG live stream earlier. Hello, welcome. The bitter merch is great because a dude. Can I read this? A dude white as me walking around with a bitter Asian dude merch might catch some side eye. Yeah, I could see a problem with that.
True story.
Yeah,
It's happened. You know how it all started. Actually, the merch started as it was a crew gift. When I was for end of season, I think 4, Kim's Convenience, as a crew gift to a company gift. I had these T-shirts printed out, and it was a caricature of me, like a cartoon version of Appa, and bitter Asian dude, and had all these shirts printed out and this and that, and a lot of the crew, they started wearing them, and they were getting like dirty looks and stuff, and they're like, and I didn't even realize that, right? And they're like, we can't wear the shirts, Paul, because like people think we're racist. I'm like, oh no. And so, this even happened before. Like my buddy David K, who's in Vancouver, he had a bitter Asian dude hat, and like the old logo had like the face on it, and he was wearing it. And this Asian guy comes up to him and goes, "Hey, what's with the hat?" And David, who's as white as they come, he goes, "Oh no, it's okay, it's cool." You go, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah, no, it's cool. Don't worry about it." It's like, "How is this cool?" "Oh, I know this guy." It's like, "I don't care if you know this guy. What's with the hat?" He's like, No. It's okay. Do you know the guy who plays up on Kim's Convenience? He goes, "Yeah. This is his logo. This is his hat. He's a friend of mine." He's like, "Oh, okay." But I mean, I get it.
You should print a disclaimer on the back. Everything that he said. It's like embroidered in the back, so when you wear it backwards, everyone can see.
Yeah. No,
like
I get it. That's why I got to put the ink next. I got bitter Asian dude ink on there, and then people know. Oh, it's a racist company name, not just a racist person.
They're like, "Paul, we love you, but I can't wear your shirts anymore. They beat me up on the street." Well, back to the chat. Charles Stevens, Bitter Troll, welcome. Havoc Dog says, "When are we getting his Black Series figure for Mando?" We all want it. Nobody knows. Hopefully as soon as possible. Matt Logic 44 is here. Thank you so much. Anna Lee is here. Welcome. Hello, Anna. She says, "I'm multitasking, watching the Junos, hockey, and puzzling." Oh yeah, and trolling. We're up against the Junos. Okay.
Yep. Oh, did you not? You didn't watch it, obviously. Avril Lavigne was up on stage. She's a Canadian singer. Maybe you've heard of her. And as she was doing an intro for an act that was coming up, a woman got up on stage, took off her shirt, had all this stuff like "Stop the Greenbelt Expansion" like written all over her body, and like it's a live event, right? So she's parading around. Security's not there.
Oh no.
And then she keeps coming back, and Avril Lavigne finally turned and said, "Get the F off the stage, B." Like, it was hilarious.
No way. Oh, it's got to be on Twitter.
In the most polite way ever. Like the woman bent over, stepped off the stage, took her shirt, and just walked off.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Avril said so.
Canadian.
She just got off on her own.
Yeah. I mean, there were people waiting for her, but it's not like somebody grabbed her and had to drag her off.
Yeah.
It's just so surreal. So Canadian.
Oh, okay. If that's on Twitter, someone send it to me. Thank you, Anna, for being here. Nico Hodge, what's going on, Nico? Patty Bitter Troll, Super Mighty Mega, new to the channel, thanks to TRB. Oh my gosh, so awesome. I love the community in all of the online Star Wars fandom. Thank you so much for being here. Chris Christie, and are we caught up? Okay, we're caught up. All right. We're the Boba Squadron. Because that was fast. You're used to 1 hour.
I'm used to being like 2 hours later. We're still
2 hours
saying hey, your gallon of.
We're not Boba Fett fans.
Oh my God.
We just like to have some boba and hang out and talk Star Wars. This is my wife got me a 1 liter cup of passion fruit boba. This is from Cha Time. She got it as a joke, and I'm like, "Are we sharing?" And then she brought out her own drink, and she's like, "No, you're drinking the whole thing." So if I need to take a break, you'll know why. But thankfully, the cup doubles as.
You got to finish it before you pee in it.
Oh right, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Paul, you have a drink.
I got
That's
mine.
huge.
This is a good segue. Ernie, you had your first real cup of boba at Disney.
I did at Epcot.
At Epcot.
Epcot,
No more
China.
churro flavored bubble tea.
No.
'Cause never in history was that ever a thing.
And then I was like, "Oh, this is what it's supposed to taste like." But no, it was still good. It was awesome. So it was great. I was there finally and had the whole experience. We looked over and there was a whole little side cart and everything there. And I was like, yes. And it was my son who was actually like, oh, wait, hold on. I need to get some boba. I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, it's right there. And I looked and I was like, oh, now you got to get me one. So yeah, Jacob hooked it up and it was great. It was very good. It was cool. But man, that's enough boba for you for like 3 shows, bro.
I hope
That's
this is
huge.
I hope this isn't real tea because I'm gonna be up until unboxing Thursdays. Like this is unreal.
That's a lot.
Craft Quest Cutie, welcome back. Says heck no, that size is not for sharing. Okay. Well, Ernie, at Disney, did you pick up anything Star Warsy, or even outside of Disney?
Kind of. I mean, not at Disney World. I didn't have room to like bring anything back. It was just a bunch of food and a lot of fun. But then I came home to Disneyland, still on vacation, and I got the new Mandalorian cup.
Nice.
So this is the newest Turvis one that they have.
Where's that from?
Ooh.
Disneyland.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can get this at the Tomorrowland, where they sell burgers and stuff. So there's Bo Katan and X-Woes, and there's the Signet. So it's a shot where he's carrying everything. So look at there's Boba's helmet.
X-Woves. Are you serious?
So yeah,
He's on a cup. Come on.
I know. I dropped it. I said, "Do you have any Captain Carson Tiva cups back there?"
They were like, "Who?"
Yeah, and they did it. And then I got my new for the Boba Fett shrine. They're doing this series. Yoko started it of the old 70s figures of the Kenner ones in pin form, and Boba got released.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I the Kenobi one.
Do the legs move?
Yeah,
there's
the
separate
arms.
limbs. It's like almost like it's
right.
articulated.
5 points of articulation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Do they have him like? I think you have him like the wrong way up though. He's got to be upside down in the Sarlacc's stomach.
No. This is the only way. On top of all
Sorry.
is Boba.
Does he have his busted jetpack that got hit by like a blind dude that sent him into the side of the skiff and down?
No, they asked me. They're like, "Do you want to buy the mythosaur that comes with it? Because he's going to end up riding it." I'm like,
Right.
"No, I'll wait."
Boba Fett's gonna end up riding it.
Yes.
Why would they put Clone Commander Cody on a mythosaur?
Not Cody. But speaking of Boba Fett, but non-Disney related, I did get this in while I was gone.
Nice.
The movie realization by Bandai. These are very popular. I have all the old ones. This is the Daimyo version of Boba Fett. So nice. I remember seeing this at Celebration, and the colors are great. I haven't even ripped into it yet.
What scale is that, Ernie?
It's like
These are larger.
10-inch
Are they?
scale, I think. Yeah.
No, aren't they like 7 to 8? You think
Nice.
they're 10?
Maybe 8 to 9. I mean,
I'm still
three
holding
guys
7 to
sitting
8.
around arguing how many inches it is. Like Black Series is like 6-ish. And I think
Yeah.
it's like around maybe 8 to 9.
I would say 8.
Cool.
So
Damn it. Dario caught me yawning when you picked up that Boba Fett figure. I'm so sorry.
that's messed up. Thanks, Dario, for calling it out. Thanks, man.
That's
Same,
cool,
Dario.
man.
Same.
Anything else?
No, that was it. It was just a fun time. So that's all I picked up this week. I got other packages in, but that's another show. That's all Star Wars related for me.
Okay. Nice. Paul, did you receive anything Star Warsian this week?
Did I ever? Actually, I was just met Kevin today. He was the go-between, my mule, as it were, for a pipeline of Star Wars ships that a buddy of mine, who was also named Kevin, picked up for me. We got these. He went to an old toy store and he got a bunch of these right here, the Hot Wheels die-cast.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the Star Destroyer and Mon Calamari cruisers. So there's multiples of these, and I like fleet building. So I got like 3 of these. Also got this set here with the TIE fighter and looks like the Ghost.
The Ghost?
The
I
Ghost.
was looking for that one before
Right.
I found the X-Wing tabletop gaming version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful version too, the X-Wing Squadrons version.
Yeah.
And then there's this one with the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter.
All with individual ship stands.
That's right.
Yes.
Micro Galaxy Squadron.
Hint, hint, nudge,
Jazz
nudge,
Wares.
wink, wink. I don't have a Dr. Aphra. And so I'm not. I said I wouldn't buy any more Black Series, but I don't have a Dr. Aphra. And I'm not collecting them anymore unless they drop one of my figures, a figure of my character, which probably won't happen. But so I got a Dr. Aphra. I have yet to unbox it. It's in one of these. I mean, the box itself is the artwork is great. I have no idea what the figure looks like.
Still unbelievable.
Yeah, there might be, I don't know, a rock in here, or like the outline of a finger with going, haha, you got screwed.
Did you order it or pick it up from a store?
I picked it up from the gate. There was a GameStop, so I went in there, picked it
So
up.
it is a maybe.
Yeah, so that's a maybe.
So
Yeah.
the
We'll
dice
find out.
there.
And then, of course, I got this a while ago. I was supposed to unbox this yesterday, my live stream. We were just joking about this beforehand. Ernie and Kevin have never watched an unboxing where the unboxing didn't happen. Like, it was just like, you know what? I'm not going to unbox anything today. We're just going to keep talking. So that's, yeah. Those are my Star Wars things that I picked up this week. So.
Perfect. I forgot I dropped that stuff off for you. I don't have any new Star Wars stuff this week, but hopefully well, we saw that vintage collection. Was it a Clatoonian Raider from that
Yes.
episode of Mando?
Yes.
I went
There are a
back.
couple
I
of them.
almost bought it, but
But you
didn't
didn't.
today. I didn't. I'll wait.
It'll still be there.
It'll be there. Hey,
It'll
Yoko, in the chat.
Yoko.
Still pickups. It's 33 minutes in, minus 2 for the intro music.
We did start
this
later.
And
Well,
you know,
yes.
we're good. Yoko, you are missed, but hopefully we will see you soon. Wink. Wait, I don't know how to wink. Okay, so we're gonna get to. We're
I
gonna
don't
get
think you
to.
call it out like that.
You say it. You say it, and
You
it
know,
has the same.
You
effect.
did it, and then you said wink, and then you said I don't think I did it, but you nailed it. Just next time, don't call it out.
Oh, okay. I think that's the main issue.
Yeah,
I think that's
that
how I've been
was.
messing it up. My bad. My bad. While we're on the topic of toys, really quickly, I want to shout out my friend High School Creations has a Kickstarter starting tomorrow, March
Woo!
14th. It launches at 3 p.m. or 3:14ish, just whichever one he decides on. And it's a series of modular walls that are 1/12 scale for your displays. If you want to display them in your detolfs for your figures or your bookshelves, or if you want to do toy photography, you can buy several. They're modular. You can put them in different configurations. You can get corner pieces. The Kickstarter starts tomorrow at 3:00 Eastern. There's tons of tier unlocks. So if you're interested, back it. You don't get charged up front. You get charged when the Kickstarter concludes and it's backed. So the more people back it to begin with, gets all the tiers unlocked, the more people will be interested and hopefully push this project through. And if you want more details, go check out High School Creations on Instagram or his YouTube channel. We did a live stream on Saturday where he broke down what kind of stuff there is, prototypes, and showed different samples. It's really cool. And Mike will be on Thursday this week for Unboxing Thursdays as a guest. And there you go. Commander Green says, "Oh man, I'd love these for my toy photography." There you go. You can buy 1, 2, 4.
Tomorrow.
You can stack them upwards. You can stack them longwards. There's different accessories to make it look fresh and not just like a cookie cutout. Like it'll look with different options. There's pegs and accessories for the different tier unlocks. So go check out High School Creations. That is my friend Mike right there. All right, are we ready for the episode called The Outpost? I'll take that as a collective yes.
Yes.
We'll spend like 10-ish minutes on Bad Batch, and then we'll head over to the
10
Mandalorian.
minutes. Here we go.
That's all we're getting.
Welcome to the show, Ernie. This is all we did. This is well, if
This was a good episode, though.
it was a good episode. But there are again, first world problems. There are other things like the Mandalorian to talk about.
All right.
You did not like? Here we go.
Oh my god, I love the Mandalorian.
The Kickstarter is called Wall XD. Did I not say that? My bad. Wall XD stands for Expandable Display. You can search it on Kickstarter, or Mike's Instagram page will have all those links. All right, here we go. We start off the episode. I don't know why this screenshot, he looks incredibly bored. Probably because he is incredibly bored. Okay, yeah, Paul, Ernie, feel free to stop me at any time if you have something to add. If you haven't seen these yet in the chat, we'll probably still be on in another hour. But yeah, this is your spoiler warning for the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian.
This is such a great screen cap because honestly, it looks like, you know, that episode of The Simpsons where Homer's trying to out lazy the Teamsters, and like,
yes.
That's literally what he seems to be doing right there. He looks so bored, and so, you know, he's got no purpose. Right? He's kind of adrift, and he's watching, oddly enough, a bunch of clones who are being decommissioned, and they're all and it's the human who's just droning on and on and on, all that bureaucratic double speak, and just like, she just no F's given, none.
I think she's like, oh, you know, thank you for your service, and they're like, I don't know what else to do.
It's like customer service in some places, right? They just read from a script. They're not really listening to you. They just say, please redirect all of your questions and queries to this other department where you will be ignored as well.
Micro Galaxy Squadron says, emotionally potent episode, but not an overly complex story. Fair. That's fair. So Crosshair, he's you know, his redemption arc. Is it his redemption arc? We'll see. He's starting to see more things around how his fellow clones are being treated, and of course, it's pretty heavy in this episode. A lot of things kind of pushing him towards that direction.
But is it a redemption arc or an awakening arc?
Well, I would go for awakening. Yeah,
you know, that's the thing. I don't think there's any real redemption, right? I mean, we would all love for him to join the Bad Batch again and be with his brothers and this and that, and find a purpose. But I think this is like, you don't know how this is really going to affect him,
right?
Because he's been so like, he has purposefully turned his back on his brothers. He says, I made this choice to do this. You know, good soldiers follow orders, and
it's just stacking on top of each other too, because they're right here in front of him, right? As they're passing by. And like you said, those are his brothers, you know, to say, and he doesn't even jump in like to the lady of, hey, they're talking to you, or like a, hey, you guys hang in there type thing. He just takes it as, oh, there's more. I have a job still.
Yeah.
So what, you know, but it's building up for that, like you're saying, the awakening. So I agree.
All right. So he has a new officer bringing him on a mission. That guy is just like, ew, clones. He's real clone racist. He didn't say ew. Like,
ew, clones. Wrong way.
More clones.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's definitely how his character is supposed to be, right? Just absolutely, you know, like a repugnant person. But they're off to a mission to an outpost where they're guarding some gear. There's been trouble with raiders in the area, and they just have to guard this. We don't know it's gear yet. Sorry, spoilers.
What? Sorry. This is a great episode, but I mean, I saw this dude. Spoiler alert! I'm jumping ahead. I don't give a fuck. He was gonna get scragged. You knew he was gonna get scragged right away. You know, like, it's just too dumb to live. This guy. And there's you know how Star Wars will borrow from old war movies and stuff. This was very reminiscent, and we'll get to that scene, so I won't spoil that, but of a war movie that I watched, and where these guys were these paratroopers are basically they were ill-equipped. They're waiting for the supply drop, and the planes kept dropping them too far away from them. And they were like killing themselves trying to get to this gear. And finally, one guy just went for it, grabbed all the stuff, and they thought he was going to make it back. And they were low on on food, on weapons and ammunition and stuff. And the guy dies, and then the container opens up, and it's just filled with hats. Right? And they're like,
bitter hats.
it's just dropping all like your berets. Yeah, it was just like, oh my god, and it was brutal. And like I just saw this coming from a mile away. This stuff, and this is not a disparagement, but it was just one of these. This is a kick in the pills because they are there. The entire company gets wiped out, and what are they sitting on top of? They're sitting on gear that's not meant for them, right? Like that's how I don't know. It was. I love that though, in terms of how much shit can somebody eat before they've had enough type thing. It was just like this was a steady diet for Crosshair. And I kind of liked seeing him go through the ringer. I really did. So we can talk about the Mandalorian now.
Okay, yeah, that pretty much summed up the episode. Was that 10? Was that a 10? It's 10 max, not 10 minimum.
Oh,
10 minutes.
Dang.
This guy, sexy clone,
Mayday
that beard, lumberjack beard, Mayday.
I mean, there's the handsome clone, and then there's this long-haired, bearded clone.
Survivor
Is that what it was? Because I was like, I need a figure of him. Was that why? Was I being pulled in?
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
Huh? I was being pulled in. This guy was awesome.
He was sassing the new officer, and then he's like, I'm a commander. You know, how many missions have you led? And really shut that guy up, put him in his place, which I loved. And he's like,
yes,
oh, you're 30. We've been waiting for you for 36 rotations. What's going on? That guy was an absolute jerk. He's like, we go on the Empire's time. So yeah, it was just a sad situation to see them in. They're sitting there. A lot of their clone brothers have either died from defending the cargo or just from the conditions there. And this guy starts chumming it up with Crosshair, you know, just trying to befriend him, kind of get on the same level. And I think that's what starts to pull Crosshair a little bit closer. As this is happening, some raiders attack the base and blow up their ship. That crappy officer sends them out. They're like, go recover the stuff. This is your fault. Sends out Crosshair and Mayday. And yes, the rest, like Paul said, the rest of the company, these are the fallen clone. Like, this was a pretty serious episode. You mean for a kid's show? Like, it gets the point across, but for me, I'm just like, ow. And even Yoko's like, yeah, this is a depressing episode, right?
Yeah. It was a lot, because we think of, when we say that, right, of the kids episodes and the more adult episodes, but in this one you really are seeing that from a kid standpoint who grew up with Clone Wars, right, who might be older and understand, your clones are being taken away, like we said, the decommissioned and the killing off and not caring. So to a watcher who's grown up with clones are my favorite, it's hitting home to them too. It's a real punch in the gut. And I felt the same way during this one, where, man, I was just like Paul at the beginning of, I hope this guy dies, because, dude, what a jackhole. Like, just his saying things and the way he was, like that part of, we can't, my crew's dead. You're going to send these people? No, you two go. I mean, his whole mannerism for everything was just like, you have no clue, man. It's almost like that, almost, if you've ever worked with like the owner's kid or something, who just came in and is a manager right away and, knows nothing of it, but barking orders at you, where you sit there and you're like, I know so much more than you, but I have to keep quiet. Yeah, it really is. And when they left, I was like, oh, this guy's going to get it, man. For reals.
We have a new or returning channel member. Ernie, get the soundbite ready. Obi-Wan Shingones.
Did it go?
Nah, I heard nothing.
See, told you my stream deck.
It's
I'll just go for it. Orale. Oh, what? You have one too?
No, I was just going to use a regular one, but yours is good.
Oh, no, go for it. Go for it.
Hey, Obi-Wan, thank you so much for becoming a channel member and supporting the content. I appreciate you. Next. All right, so they get sent out. They're following. I like this part, standing on the pressure mine. just their banter back and forth. It's like, aren't you confident in your work diffusing it? He didn't diffuse it. He's like, but I'm also not stupid, so I'm gonna go around the corner. If I don't hear a boom, then I'll know we're good. And slowly lift your foot up. This was a great scene. Hey, Ryan Dole, what's going on? Jordan from Canada, thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Jordan? Yeah, and on this part too, this is again where we hear a mention of do you have the tools to do this?
Mhm.
Nope, been asking the Empire, but they haven't sent us crap in forever. So, I mean, just the whole downplay of them has been going on for a while now, right? Of not even sending supplies. And so I like these little shots in there where you hear it or the rewatch or whatever, and you realize, man, they really are just not giving a crap about this
The clones.
whole, everything that they did, which, he does say that is everything we did for you guys. And it's like, yeah, you really feel that. So, I mean, what was he using to diffuse this, though?
They look like just little clamps to hold the mechanism
the pressure
in
point,
place.
you think
Yeah, so the spring couldn't pop
okay.
up to engage the trigger device, right? So
Okay.
he's got them placed on all 3 corners of the triangle, and I think they're just there so that it won't move anymore.
At first, I thought he had a set of Allen keys, and he was going to open the cover like me building some IKEA stuff. And then no, he was just kind of nailing it into the snow so that the pressure plate won't lift up and kind of pull the fuse or whatever it is in the mine. I thought he was like looking for the size and saying he didn't have the tools.
That could work.
But they finally stumble upon the raiders, blow up some more mines to take them out, and what happens is it sets off an avalanche in this snowy Toronto setting. In the middle of the fight, they find out, like Paul said, this equipment that they have that they've been guarding this whole time is new stormtrooper gear, helmets, body armor, and Mayday was like, this is stuff that we could have used, to survive and fight these raiders. They didn't even tell us. And Crosshair is like, no, this is stormtrooper stuff. This isn't even for you. But again, the avalanche comes down and they get injured. And I love the previous part where Mayday was like, remind me not to die on your watch, because Crosshair was like, we don't need to carry dead weight. So within a span of, I don't know, hours, he's now carrying his clone brother back towards the base, where it's now the day I don't know, just more troops coming in to finally take that gear out. This is the shipment that they've been waiting on to protect until this point. And as this happens, Mayday falls down and Crosshair's like, I need a medic. But the commander or the officer makes it very clear there. He says straight up, you're expendable. Like, I'm not wasting a medic on you. You guys failed your mission. And then, as Paul so beautifully put it earlier, there's only so much crap you can get fed. And then he sees the bird in the sky. They mentioned it earlier about creatures that survived even through some of the harshest conditions, and you kind of see it here. His Crosshair looks up and he just decides, like, that's enough. Takes out the officer, and he passes out, gets captured by the stormtroopers. But I thought this was the end of the episode, but it gets better. He wakes up on this operating table from one of the clone scientists, saying, we're waiting for the doctor from the last episode. Are they going to add Zillow Beast DNA to him and make him impermeable, or they're just modifying?
Impermeable?
I think that's a word.
Impermeable.
To the Google.
Invincible?
Yeah, it's
impervious.
Not
permeable sounds. That's a word. Permeable is a word, but I don't think in this context that was correct.
Yoko, we miss you.
Impermeable.
Impermeable means permeable?
Mm-hmm.
No, it
no,
doesn't.
I know. Like inflammable means flammable. But yes, that is the end of this episode. Ties back to the cloners from the previous. Was that 10 minutes? What do you think of this one? Ernie, Paul, chat.
It was cool. We missed some points in here of You know, like you said before that, he was like, it's dead weight. Why would that happen? And then he saves them from the mine, right? Where like he didn't have to do that. If you're dead, right? You just said it, but yet I saved you. As you go on and you hear of when they found the gear of the stormtroopers, we've always heard Crosshair saying the good soldiers follow orders, and now it was coming from the other side of why are we being treated like this?
Yeah.
Good soldiers follow orders, and everything was just hitting for him at that moment of he's right, this is it. And like you said, Paul, I can't take no more. And he wants to save him. Then he gets back and he's like, you could have, and it didn't happen. You know, he dies, and that was crazy. But then he wakes up to the cloners, and I don't know. I have a theory there now. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So broadly impervious, I think, but impermeable.
Not
I don't
permitting
know.
passage as of a fluid through is, you know,
like a
It's-
fluid?
it's there.
Like a
it's there.
sponge is permeable. A rock is impermeable.
Yeah,
in terms
so
of letting a liquid through it.
the Zillow
Something
beast,
pass
wasn't
through.
it impermeable?
It was impervious.
Broadly impervious. Hey, Dr.
All right.
Space Cape, welcome to the stream. But Paul, what do you think about this one too?
Yeah, no, Ernie hit it right on the head. And I think, again, this is a reawakening. This is an awakening, not a reawakening. This is an awakening for Crosshair. I think he's finally realizing that, yes, good soldiers follow orders, but that doesn't mean they're treated well. And episode after episode, under Imperial rule, he is seeing that the clones are seen as completely disposable. The Empire doesn't care about their soldiers, especially the clones. They just do not care. And I think Crosshair was very stubborn in his sense, where he thought, no, like, I'm a soldier, I follow orders, I do this. If you fail, that's on you, right? You do your job, and this is how we succeed. And now he's seeing that right from what the lieutenant is saying too. He sees them as equipment. He refers to clones as used equipment. He doesn't like working with clones. He's seeing a lot of the anti-clone sentiments that are being fostered in the Empire, and they're being phased out. They're being thrown away like garbage, like old equipment. And finally, at the end, it's like, this is the closest I think he's ever let himself be to anybody since Clone Force 99. And this is how the Empire treats their good soldiers. So I think that's a snapping point for him. And he's got that epiphany. He suddenly realized he's been a jackass. He like is exhausted, and he wakes up in Mount Tantus. Now I've seen. Oh, there goes Kevin.
Oh,
We're still broadcasting.
did he do an Ernie? Yeah, I've done it before. We
He
can
kicked
still keep
himself out?
talking. Yeah, I've done it with Mike when I was talking about Wall XD. Paul, I did it 4 times. So
Right.
it happens. It's all right. We're
Right.
good.
That's sweet. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep talking. But I mean, this is for him. Now I've seen theories that now that he's back with the cloners, I got a text from Kevin. Please stall.
I can do my theory.
Yeah. Here. So the theory that I've seen is now that he's back with the cloners, yes, there is the Zillow Beast. That's actually a really cool angle where they're trying to use DNA from the Zillow Beast to perhaps make somebody who is impervious or basically indestructible to blaster fire, to lightsabers and whatnot. I've seen another theory linking them to the Death Troopers that we see later on in Rogue One, because you see, that's an elite special force. There aren't a ton of them. Black masks, you never see their faces, right? So I've seen that theory as well. Sorry, the notification, please stall, keeps coming up. Kevin, impermeable. I think you're using it in the wrong context though, Kevin.
It is.
It is.
It's all right.
Anyways.
Okay, so I'm going to take it one step way further out there.
Okay. Is this your theory?
This is my theory.
This is your theory.
And this is just from rewatching it like 3 times.
He's not Snoke.
Damn it, Paul.
Is that what you were going to do?
Yes.
No.
I swear to God.
I was thinking, what is the most far out crazy?
That was the far
no
out
possible
one.
way it's going to happen.
And you
say
always
he's
want to
Snoke?
shoot me down.
Wow.
What if this becomes a layout for Snoke? Did you see him laying there, the way that his head is, and then think of Snoke? And then I went to Snoke's voice.
Mhm.
So Crosshair's voice is very on that same level of Snoke, but a deeper way, right? And if he's with the cloners and is she injecting or are they extracting from him? They know it's Clone Force 99, which is already special in each of their little things. Then if we're getting into the story, like we know, okay, they want Grogu, they want Force sensitive. What if they needed some type of, how can I say, form to start with? And okay, here is one of the special clones who survived. We now have him back. The Emperor has this order in, and they use him as your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your no, like, you know, your layout, your master mold, like your master mold of what they're going to use from here on out. And he starts becoming all these Snokes because they used his mold. Look at his head. Look at the way he's shaped and the way he talks.
Snoke is all busted up, though.
By the time they get to that Snoke,
that's a shitty mold, then.
But that's what
Why
I'm
would
saying.
they clone him with the imperfections?
Because they had to keep trying and trying. Remember how many we keep seeing later and later? This is what I'm saying. This is the first mold, right? Remember that movie with Batman where he did all the different Steves? I love that movie.
What's a Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Oh.
He did all the what?
He made clones of himself, and each one is a...
Yeah, it's like a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yes. Yeah.
And it degrades, right?
Yeah, and then
that's only if the copies work, right? Like that's the thing. You need something that is worth copying
until they finally have
fails,
the one that was
you don't just keep
sensitive.
using the same thing that keeps failing because it just gets worse and worse and worse.
I'm going multiplicity. Thank you, Toy Rensu. Love that movie.
I was thinking of Batman stories. What?
Yeah,
you're like Steve. Batman, Steve. I'm like,
Michael
what
Keaton.
The hell? You didn't say what the name of the movie where the guy.
Toy Rensu. Look at everybody's got
what
it.
Kind of villain in Gotham is named Steve? Steve the Goon?
Like, who?
No, my name's Steve. I have a wallet. She touched my Pepe. Yes.
All right.
Multiplicity. Dude, you have not seen Multiplicity? That is a great movie.
I've seen Multiplicity.
No one said.
I've just never heard of it described in that way, Ernie.
It's Batman and there's Steve. Come on.
Is his name
Everybody
Steve
else got it.
in the movie?
We're gonna have
Okay.
to take that leg off.
All right.
You'll have to watch it.
We're
really
gonna have to
good.
clip that one.
I'm just saying, I saw him laying there. I saw everything there, and I'm like,
just like Mando was laying there in the N1 all hurt, and Grogu was flying it.
Oh, here we go.
He was hurt.
He was not. He was asleep in hyperspace because he was bored.
His feelings were hurt.
His feelings were not hurt.
Yes, they were.
Come on.
You drank all that already? Is that why you broke your camera? You to jump up?
My camera didn't break. I actually had to go pee. No, I think I'm more than halfway through 1 liter.
So does that mean we
top
have to
is
stop
wider,
Bad Batch?
right? No, no, we're good.
I'm halfway
We're
through
good.
Stop Bad Batch. I was just saying I had this cool one, and here comes Paul with "Don't say Snoke."
I was just honestly, I was joking because I thought, what is the most ridiculous?
That is the most ridiculous thing that I saw
theory
on screen.
That couldn't like Ernie's not going to bring this up. He's not going to say. And then you said, "Oh," I was like, "Oh my god."
My theory was right.
Yes, Torensu, this was the 1 liter drink. It is now 460 milliliters. Ryan Dole, friend of the show and friend of us, says, "I'm bringing this up on Gotham City Tonight." He has a Batman themed podcast called Gotham City Tonight. If you are a Bat fan and you also didn't know which Arkham villain Steve was, go check out Gotham City Tonight for the details. New character reveal by the Fallen Fett for DC Comics.
Steve is more like a Bizarro, but I'll take it. It's good. Bob the Goon. I always wish we had a figure of Bob the Goon.
I have the original.
I know.
Did he have the kicking and chopping action, or was it just kick?
I thought it was just kick.
It might have been just Kick. It's been a while.
He had
since
the jacket and everything, though.
Yeah. I had the Joker with the squeezy thing, and the water came out of his
Nipples?
flower.
Little
Yeah,
cut-
well,
no.
around there.
What? Maybe.
Close.
Yeah.
Which Batman did you watch?
The movies.
Nah.
The science folder.
The
version.
science folder Batman. The one that said not Batman.
Who's the Steve guy on screen?
He was called Bang Man. Sorry.
Everybody should go watch Multiplicity, though. It was great. And then you'll know Steve. I like pizza.
All right. All right. Time for Mandalorian season 3 episode chapter 18. I mean, there's some nice callbacks. How many times do we go back to Tatooine?
A lot,
Right?
but it's okay. I like it there now. I'm over it of everybody saying, why do we always go back? I'm like, we know we're gonna be there. So just accept it, take it. And it keeps getting cooler and cooler in every shot. Look at this Tatooine. This is not my Star Wars very first Tatooine of a couple of huts around the area and a cantina. This actually looks really cool now.
Mos
this is
Eisley
probably-
it's a huge spaceport.
Because of all
Yes.
the helpings of Boba Fett. And they've taken his guy.
Please. It was a poppin' planet before old man Boba crawled out of
No way.
the pits.
You mean Cody?
Old man Cody. Cody
man
was
Cody.
on the run, you know?
Yeah.
There is a
he-
vendor down there in the corner selling fat chonies, and I know that for sure.
He went AWOL, and then he's like, I need an identity. Who do I look like?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Some other clone that looks like me fell into he fell into a Sarlacc pit? No, what? A blind guy? Oh, his armor? Oh yeah, I can pretend. I'll just take his identity.
The
You guys
Sarlacc
twist
just
things
barfed
so
out the
much.
armor.
Twist
That's
it.
what happened.
And
That's
all
what
these
I
years,
found.
he was just thinking of
on.
the story.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I was in there, and then I used my flamethrower, and I used the oxygen in my mask, and then I got it."
So what we
Yeah.
saw was just him reciting the story to someone.
Yeah. He had to write a
To Fennec?
believable. You know, if he gets captured, they're like,
Yeah.
"Who are you?" Well, I'm Boba Fett. Well, what
Boba
happened
Fett.
to you? We heard
Yeah.
you. You know, you died out there. Well, this is what happened. He had to think of an alibi, basically.
Hmm.
This is going to be a Star Wars comic. Marvel's going to use this. Marvel's going to use this. We're back on Tatooine. It is Bunta Eve.
Bunta
the,
Eve.
Yay.
the holiday that we saw in episode 1, Star Wars episode 1, The Phantom Menace, where they had the pod race. This is a different type of race. They're not using pod racers like
No, this looked like land speeders.
land speeders, yeah. But it's cool to see more of this event because now we're back in Pelly's shop, and she's
Yeah.
running a scam on this Rhodian. She's working with Jawas to steal parts and sell them back to the owners.
Was she there, Paul?
Yeah, and Amy Sedaris was
Yeah.
there. Yes, she was.
Awesome.
She was there.
Sorry, Kev, I had to geek out. I love
No.
her role.
We did that last week.
I love her role, and I love how all this went down with everything. That was so good.
Well, just like in Kenobi, when Obi-Wan was like, Tika, if you're gonna steal my parts and sell them back to me, can you at least clean them?
Yeah.
And cleaning's extra. I love that line. But Pelly kind of says the same thing. She said, repaint the parts so it looks like they're new parts when I sell them back and put them in his ship.
And
in his,
it's
speeder.
it's Bunta Eve, so get out there, get
Yeah.
more,
Just
because
get
it's
more
all
more
over the
speeders sitting there.
place.
It's like
They got a good setup going down.
Everyone's
Yes.
looking up at the
the catalytic
fireworks.
converters for all the all the speeders.
Oh my god, I am part of a private toy group with just a couple of people, and unfortunately this guy's got cut while it was in his driveway,
Oh wow.
and as he watched the cameras, they had just left,
Oh wow.
and so he saw them actually, right? So then he gets it replaced, and an hour later he goes to an event and it gets cut there again, far away at another place. I know, and I was
Wow.
like,
Go back to that shop. Go back to that shop.
Right?
They tailed him.
I don't even know how to answer that. I felt so bad, and I'm just like, oh, bro, that sucks, man. This is like the worst story ever.
Should have asked him
you're
if he was
right.
on Tatooine.
Exactly. Yeah. I know Pelly has some. Go check her out.
Yo, Aiden Skate, welcome to the show. But yeah, he says she's the first human character to speak Jawa as far as I know. I really loved that part when she was speaking to them.
Yeah.
Like she was into it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Mando
And what was-
tried in season
that's
1.
right.
He tried, and they all laughed at him.
Yeah.
It's like, "Eat that."
And
Oh,
she
isn't that when he
nailed it.
then he hits them with the flamethrower?
Yeah.
But what was the one word that she just said? Just like everybody's, and no matter what language you speak, you always don't know that one, but you always throw the English version out there in the middle of it.
Right.
Did she say something like the power converter or something? She's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
off in Jawa and then power converter, and then she finishes.
No,
down.
the memory board for the IG.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
I
like
knew
that,
it was
yeah.
something, but we all do that in all different languages because I don't know why, but you just have to. It's so hilarious.
Yeah, it's
And I
like
love
me
that-
speaking to people in Chinese. There's always some English in there.
I love that BD-72 was in that frame in that previous right there.
Mhm.
He's still around, kicking around, which is great.
Yes.
Good to see
I'll
him.
do-
The pit droid. You can see the top of the pit droid there, servicing it. And in the next frame, you got R5, D4 in the background. They're all going to be released in a 3-pack there. Hot Toys, collectibles, 1/6 scale BD-72, pit droid, and R5, D4. Already got those bad boys on.
It's a
pre-order.
great looking set too.
It looks like they
Hey,
threw
you froze that
Grogu.
good.
Ejected him out of the.
But you see Grogu here using his skill that he learned in Book of Boba Fett,
Got
flipping
shot out of a
over
shirt
rocks.
cannon. Just put him in.
It's like Mando didn't have to throw him at grief last episode. He could have just jumped on his own.
Yeah.
He just yeeted him over. But yeah, he jumps right into Pelly's arms and he makes some sounds. And that was cool to see. I really like this look. This is the Bunta Eve repaint of the Jawas. So we might get a they got
Right.
they got some Christmas color, like some
Bunta Eve
decorations here.
ribbons.
The
Bunta
credit
Eve,
The
collection.
necklaces.
Bunta
Mardi
Eve
Gras
Jawas.
necklace.
So we have Jawas, we have off-world Jawas, we have Bunta Eve
Bunta
Jawas
Eve Jawas.
in the pipeline, hopefully. But yeah, I thought that was a nice little detail just to see how festive everyone is getting ready for this event. A lot of power droids in the background. Yeah, there's a bunch of she's probably stealing them, and maybe the Bad Batch sold them one at some point. RMD says, Paul, do you think Hot Toys will release the N1?
Yeah, I would love for them to, just because it'd be really fascinating to see how they would ship those out.
Ryan.
Stupid. You're so stupid, right?
Those are the other Jawas.
No, they were the Tatooine ones.
That's hey man, like Mardi Gras beads. That's what they are.
Yo,
But I
not
think they
this
get-
month.
They get beads from stealing. I think that's what it is. Beads from stealing. The more parts they steal, the more beads necklaces they get.
Yo,
There
see,
it was. That's what it was.
Low 76 Monty remembers the chesty Jawas.
I was trying to remember.
Abrakalena says, gonna need to watch the replay later, but thank you so much. But wanted to say hello to you. And Paul was saying your name properly yesterday on his stream. Such a great episode, amazing episode of Mando. But thanks for stopping by. The Jawas are actual people in costumes.
No, they are.
They are not
They're
puppets.
actual.
Yeah.
Leilani and the Ariel. They're the two main Jawas that you see. I know them. They're wonderful people. They are really, really great. And
Nice.
I feel very uncomfortable talking about them with the beads. So Ryan, you're gonna
It's
burn.
the characters.
You're gonna burn in the Sarlacc pit. That version of purgatory there, you perv.
for 1,000 years, being
There you go.
digested slowly.
Yes, you're going to.
If you're there, Ryan, can you get Boba's autograph for me? Thanks.
So you agree? He's still in there.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
That was a joke.
You're so stupid. You just contradicted your own thing.
That was a joke. I was going
It's
along
just his skeleton dancing along
Yeah,
inside the
that's
body.
going along with this game. There is a
Uh,
drawing of that for Halloween where it's a skeleton Boba with just the helmet.
Well, they recovered it after Cody blew it up with the well, not Cody.
Cody.
It was Fennec that blew it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mando is here because he is looking for droid parts. I don't know why he went to Bo Katan first. he's like, I'll join you last episode instead of looking for parts. I think we talked about that briefly, but now that's not working out. So now he goes back to Tatooine to look for some droid parts and for some spelunking. He needs a droid that's capable of spelunking. Pelly, a natural hustler, she's like, why don't you take this R4 unit? Sorry, R5D4. It's been here. It's been in great shape since it returned from the rebellion. How cool was that line?
Serving in the rebellion. Oh yeah.
Because we don't know that he did it. Yeah, she's probably just upselling. And you see that panel coming off. It's like the same panel that blew.
No.
Is it not the same one?
No, the motivator came from the top.
The top
That
one.
sorry. It went,
yeah.
and then they had the grease stains running down the back.
This is
piece
just him
was
all old, right?
This is
That
just being
one's
regular.
that's
old.
just
There's the
right there.
This is the part.
That's where the bad motivator is supposed to come from.
That's awesome.
This chat's ruthless. Anyway, she sells him on, gives him a good price because it's Bunta, and will even give the droid an oil bath. R5 seemed a little bit scared, but she was like, I'll convert your ship. You can put him back in the port. And I think the important part is that R5 can also co-pilot for you, which is important later in this episode. So anyway, as she's packing him off on the ship, she's like, oh, by the way, he doesn't work very well. He's like, what? I thought you said it was perfect. Closes the hatch. I can't hear you. Flies off, and then we have the fireworks scene like we saw in one of the trailers. He flies back to the Mandalorian system, and he shows Grogu. And they make a point of this last episode, this episode. It's like, hey, Grogu, this is how you navigate the galaxy. This is how the ship works. These are the planets we just went to. Also important for later on in this episode. But they go to Mandalore. I like the part they're flying through the storm and you're like, oh shoot, this planet is really looks really bad for a few seconds.
Stunning visuals.
Right? And then once he breaks through the clouds, it looks clear. Everything looks clear on the planet, other than all the destruction. And he lands, he sends in R5. It gets taken out on the radar. I like that sound. He's like, I'm going to pressurize my helmet and we're going to go in. That sound when he turns it on.
Oh, question.
Yes.
I got to go to Paul for this question. Are you telling me that his little egg crate, what was it called? His pram?
Yeah.
Fits at the bottom of the N1? Because isn't that what he told him to go inside? Like if it was at his feet or something?
Yeah, well, I don't, it must be. It's got to be somewhere. Right? It's got the M1 Starfighter, while it doesn't have a ton of cargo space, must have enough room to stow basic equipment like gear, personal gear.
Because he did tell him to go in there, right?
Yeah.
He said, as I pressurize that, get in your pod, you pressurize, I'll pressurize, and then I'll let you know after.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is that at his feet? So my question is, do you have room for a pram in your X-Wing? Can you even put a lunch pail in front of you?
There is no, I mean, there is a cargo hold, like a little cargo stowaway thing in an X-Wing. Luke puts his gear in it, right? There's those, the footage of him on Dagobah when the X-Wing gets pulled out, he's actually loading stuff into the undercarriage of the X-Wing. So it does have not a ton of room, but it's got a little bit of trunk space, if you know what I mean.
All right.
So they do have that. So it makes sense that the N1 would have like a small section where you can stow some gear away, right?
Okay.
We already know that the droid port can be connected to the main cockpit. So it's not necessarily at his feet. It could be under the seat somewhere. It could be down below. We don't, it's a very tight fit when he slides in. It's like a race car when he goes in.
Correct.
But all behind him or behind even the droid port,
who knows where he's going.
Right.
Okay.
So
all right.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And Doug Chang, who designed the N1, I'm sure if you looked up some blueprints for it, you'll find there would be some room.
All right, I'll allow it.
There you go.
Good.
Oh, thank you, Ernie. Well, Grogu was able to travel between the droid area and the cockpit in the last
when
episode,
he came
right?
down, and I remember that.
There's got to be some space there. They're
now
not
that
using
R5's
that tunnel
there,
anymore.
Yeah. Is it gone?
It's just snacks. It's just snacks in that tunnel. It's just frog lady eggs, like a whole whole gang of
man.
them.
Yeah. Probably frozen better. There you go. Like a Reese's peanut butter cup frozen.
Or a Easter candle. Anyway, they go off into
Coming
the cave, man.
Yes.
Ernie's so excited for Easter.
The candles. I expect one of those candles to eat.
Everyone waits for the end of the. It's like post Easter discount clearance chocolates. Ernie's like, candle section, baby.
Here I come.
Delicious, sacrilegious.
Mm.
All right, so off into the cave. Who was it earlier? Hey, Matthew Toys here. What's going on, Matthew? Good to see you.
What up, man?
Somebody said the surface of the planet looks like Krypton, which is pretty cool. It's like kryptonite all over.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what was cool too? I was rewatching the episode and I had headphones on, and when he pressure sealed his helmet, you could hear the breathe like tss, tss, as he was walking through the cave, which is really, really
nice.
cool. So it was like that, like a little reminiscent of
Nice.
Darth Vader's breathe assist, right?
Mm.
It's very, very subtle, very low. Obviously, we didn't catch that when we were watching it at the El Capitan. But again, on a rewatch, you could totally hear it. So the sound design on this was really on point. But then we had this conversation too, Kevin, about, you know, how often is that helmet sealed?
Mhm.
Right? Like whether it's sealed all the time, or because there's that one episode where he's sitting in the cargo hold of the Razor Crest, and he and Grogu are having soup together, a drink, or they're eating together, and he would lift up his helmet and you would hear the tss as he would drink a little bit from his cup, put the helmet down. Every time he lifted it, you could hear like the seal sort of hissing. So I was curious. I didn't know. Like I thought that was one of the things, right? Like when we've had a number of instances, and we'll see it again, when a Mandalorian has to dive into the water, right? Bo Katan and her crew, they do it no problem. They're not choking on stuff. But Din Djarin, when the Corran tried to drown him, was obviously in this episode later on, he has difficulty breathing.
Mhm.
So it's like,
You know what, as I took it as was because of that part of how, right, like every time, like you're saying, to eat, and we heard it, they were in space, right? So what if he feels like a safety mechanism if they were attacked or something?
but Grogu doesn't have any of that.
Okay.
Honestly, it's like
At
not
that
giving
point, he
Omega a
didn't-
helmet.
He didn't
It's
care
like,
about Grogu.
Yeah,
did
we've
he?
got armor, but you can run around with your bright blonde hair. Yeah,
don't know
you
what
run
he
ahead
had
of
in-
us a bit.
in that satchel as well. Maybe he had
Yeah.
a breathing apparatus in there, you know. But that's what I took that as, right?
Ah.
Because I don't know, like a defense mechanism of, I'm in a fighter, I have to make sure, because if I get blown out, I'm gonna be okay. But when I'm on land and I know the air is okay, I don't have to. So maybe that's
It's
his
kind of like
mistake.
when you're on a plane and it's like, in the event you need to put the oxygen mask on, put yours on first and then do
Yours
the
on
kids.
first.
Exactly. Just like that. Hey, what's up, Cap Lives? Captain Crispy. Good to see you all. Anyway, we get a look at some of the cities, some of the dome cities in Mandalore, all the destruction here. And as this is happening, Mando gets attacked by those loincloth creatures we saw in the trailer. They're wielding some like very primitive weapons and tools. The Alamites, I believe they were.
Alamites.
Yeah. And he busts out the Darksaber. He needs a little assist, and he's
His
still
Schwartz is very heavy. It's just that's an interesting screen cap.
It's as big as mine.
Yeah,
is his big.
your Schwartz.
Your Schwartz.
That movie I have
It's
seen.
heavy. That's a heavy one.
But yeah, he's still struggling to. he's under the weight of his Darksaber.
Yeah.
He's still struggling to wield it, but he does eventually fend off these three creatures, and they're, oh my gosh, look at this. That's nightmare stuff. I'd buy a figure of that.
I love this creature.
Mhm.
So looking reminiscent of that the time machine, like when you see the creatures that live inside the earth and everything,
More
almost look like that. Yes.
Mhm.
You know, but just another, like an updated version. Doesn't see
There
this,
you go.
like they're in the same one. Oh, I love. Oh, there it was. What's up, everyone? Papa? Yeah, that's. I felt like that as soon as I seen them. When you get this glowing of the eyes and everything, I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Double nostrils, double eyes, big
So
ape-like
cool.
like mandibles and jaws, and then punk rock hair.
Anton says the scene when going into the area reminded me of Fallen Order, Ready Player One vibes. I would love to play an open world Mando game like Fallen Order. That'd be cool. That would be cool.
But yeah, still cool.
Why? So I can knee rocket people?
Oh my god, I would finger fart everybody.
Not where I thought that phrasing was going. But sure. I'll say you would what? Oh, okay. And then I was like, that's still pretty bad.
His signature move. Come on.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so they follow along in the tunnel and they come across this pile of dirt and dust, and they uncover this Mandalorian mask. Helmet with the visor out, and then out of nowhere, this creature, like he happened to be there
Yeah.
on that spot, or was he traveling?
How often does that happen? Like,
Yeah,
honestly, for him to lie there, and you got to think about it, because the spider creature is on its back
yeah.
for the arms to come up. So he's lying there under this dirt every day for how long?
Ooh,
waiting for somebody to come by. And it's like, well, it's another week, another month, another year. Still no Mandalorians are coming by. But there is a pile.
And as the trap, I thought maybe he heard the stuff that was going on up top of the fighting and the cleaning.
So then he's like, "Ooh, let me put this dirt on me."
like a crab. And then he had to put it on him and get under and be ready to set the trap. Gilligan's Island style.
Put a big X. Someone spray paint a big X on me so it's enticing enough for somebody to come over. Anyway, Mandos springs the trap. This giant creature, this spider-like creature, and tell me if I'm wrong, but did he give off some General Grievous vibes? This creature.
I was waiting for it to happen, like something to be said of a cough or something, like just because we just get to see that eye. Like, I don't know. It was great though.
That's a single eye.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. And that's what threw me off, because it was more like the Dianoga.
Oh yeah.
In the
same thing.
Factor. That's what I thought it was going to be. It kind of looked like the same shape, because it was, the eyeball in that sort of L-shaped thing. The General Grievous vibes, there were absolutely vibes from that, but just because it was in a droid form.
Some of the voice box too. He kind of made some of these like.
Yeah, I had the closed captioning on, and it was like churring and like. So I wasn't really listening to the sounds, and I didn't hear a lot. Like that was not the first.
Did anything come out when you did it on the headphones?
No, not really.
Okay,
not really. And it was interesting because then watching other videos and people talking about how it gave off like the sound of General Grievous. Like, really? So I listened to the clip and I was like, I think it's stretch. This is my opinion. It sounded like a bit of a stretch. Like people wanted to hear it, and it's close enough. That was totally General Grievous. I don't know.
I was cool with it being its own thing, but it kind of had similar characteristics for me. But if it was Grievous, like, is he gonna die like 4 times his whole life? Poor bastard.
But how could it be Grievous?
It wouldn't. But like, even if it was, why would they bring him back and then not address it and then kill him off again? Like, that would be terrible.
Maybe it was from this. People are trying to speculate that's the same species. But even then, he had like a full like Grievous. Like when Kenobi shot him, like he had, a head, a whole skeletal, like a skeleton face. He had a torso with organs. This thing was just that blobby head thing. Right, that was just like when he killed that robot form, the head came off and it scurried over to the big thing. So he fried Grievous's heart too, right? And that's what I mean. So that's why I don't even think it's the same species.
It's like Darth Maul got cut in half. Well, his upper half survived. Well, Grievous got shot in the heart. Well, his brain and one eye survived.
Correct. Right.
And then he cut his eye out. Well, his eyelashes.
And I get what you're saying, John.
Both of
But
the
maybe
eyes
there is
exploded, though.
maybe there is new characters on Tatooine. We'll see.
No, new characters is cool. It just I'm just saying it had like similar vibes. Maybe it's the extra arms and just the way it.
So the
it
only thing that
moved
I
too.
thought would have been amazing of seeing this and rewatching it, because this was a very cool part. It was actually very scary from the Spring of the Trap. And when he turned into that droid one and you gave that wide shot, I was going on to not the General Grievous itself, but maybe like a creator, like something to it, like where we'd have seen like some Grievous parts in the background or something to that effect of like, could this been the one that built the body for him or something? Something to that, like a Mad Doctor type thing.
See, that makes more sense.
Maybe he
than-
built Snoke.
Yeah, like
No, please.
but that
no.
makes more sense. Like that, this was a creature that built Grievous's body or whatever.
Correct.
Than the theory that it's it's the little bit that of General Grievous that survived and scuttled away on a completely other planet. Somehow got interstellar space travel, made it back to Mandalore just in time for Mandalore to get bombed out of existence. It crawled underneath, built this lair, laid these traps. And it's like that makes absolutely no sense, right? So
great story, though.
Like that is not General Grievous. That's my opinion. There might be some similarities, but sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. And in this case too, I think it's a whole different creature.
There you go, John.
He's so cool though. It's just like a mech. He was like a nesting doll of mechs. But yeah, here it is coming out of there. He's got the tubes and like there's fluids in there. Really cool character. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's a toy of this. I want a creature.
Well,
of
I
this.
would love the idea, because I thought Dianoga too, Paul. I would love the idea to see that it was like something gets chopped or something, because they just have those tentacles in the boy. Somehow Grievous has returned.
All right, so he's got Mando captured. It's in this rotisserie grill thing. He takes out Mando's blaster, and the Darksaber removes the weapons. And this is the first point where I'm like, okay, something's got to happen with these weapons being thrown down here. Does Bo Katan come to the rescue? Who knows? We got to figure it out. But Grogu, I love that he was just kind of sneaking around in the background, doing ninja stuff. Tries to rescue Din Djarin, gets caught, and it's not. I like that it wasn't out of nowhere. Bo Katan knew to come and rescue.
Yeah.
In like the last minute, it was like, go find Bo Katan. You show Grogu going on the next Disney ride. Riding back on his little hover thing. Little creatures are popping out at you, and to me, it felt like it could be a ride at Disney. But
that dragon thingy.
Oh, this is the best. And they laid the groundwork for this. We have R5 can co-pilot. He taught Grogu how to navigate and where to go. So you see the shot here. He's like, there, I want to go there. So it's not just like the cliche hero or heroine saves you at the last second, right? They bring you through the whole story, bring you back to Bo Katan's planet, where now she has brought her blanket with her when she's lounging in her throne all day. And now we do know. A lot of people sent me this TikTok last week after last week's episode of like it was this girl on TikTok, this lady on TikTok who was pretending to be Bo Katan, and she's like just on the phone, and then they're like, oh, what, someone's coming? And then she's like getting ready, rushing to get in the chair. It's like, how do I sit? How, I don't know. I can't describe it well, but like that's basically what happened. It was a great TikTok. And then now I guess she does sit there all day. What was it? A sulking teenager after her friends bailed on her.
I like Ryan's.
Yeah, do they wear the armor all day? She's not eating the canned spaghetti this time.
She has to turn on her fan, put on her weighted blanket, and just sulk. I got the feels from her. I understand this. What was crazy is when she sees the ship, right, and she makes a threat.
Yeah, when she said, let's give him the message once and for all. I thought she was going to challenge him on the spot.
No. She's just pissed. She's
Yeah.
pissed because everybody's left her.
Mhm.
And she's disillusioned, and she's just like, it's the big, and like everybody's joking about it, but it's kind of cool. It's like this whole, like, go away. When she says, let's get rid of him once and for all, she doesn't mean kill him. She means just let's let him know I don't want him around.
I want to be by myself.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's the whole thing. I mean, I know Yoko totally doesn't trust Bo Katan, but I think all the signs that have been shown right now so far is if she wanted to kill Mando, she would have done so already. She had so many opportunities, right?
Especially
She
for
could've
the
just
dark
gone,
saber.
yeah, hey Grogu, go away. Like, I'm not gonna help you. But immediately it's like, where is he? What's going on? Yeah. So I think for her, even with, you know, last week, people were talking about when she asked about the dark saber, do you still have it? I don't think she wants the dark saber anymore. No. I think she looks at that and goes, that's a symbol. It's bullshit. Right? Like, she says, why don't you just wave it around then? Yeah. They'll all follow you like a bunch of idiots.
Because her crew ain't even there with her.
And that's the thing. She's like, I think she's done with that. Like, hokey religions, symbolism, all this stuff, none of it really matters. And she's pissed. She's done. She's taken her ball. She's going back home. She's done. Right? And that's the thing. And so she has lost all sense of purpose. Everything that she has been trying to do seems to have just fallen apart. And she's just like, okay, fuck you guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
Right? So the Darksaber holds no appeal to her because for her, it's a ridiculous symbol of something that doesn't work. Right? And she's lost her faith. And that's why this episode, on her way back, and we'll get into this more, she watches Din Djarin. She sees how committed she is, how pure he is in his beliefs. And she, like, I think there is, again, this is another, maybe it's coincidental or not, but it's an awakening for her because she sees what he's going through and how he responds when she talks about her father ruling Mandalore.
Yeah, her family.
He died for Mandalore and this and that. And he goes, and without being overly earnest, without being patronizing, Din Djarin looks at her and goes, this is the way. And that gives her a moment, right? And Grogu sees it too. And that's why she's like, what are you looking at? Because there's something in her that fundamentally she starts to, you know, she talks about the living water. She's like, all this stuff, all this hyperbole. She's going on about how, like, none of this helped any of them. And yet, she's, you know, and I'm jumping way to the end of the episode, so I'll stop, but we'll get back to it. But I think there is an awakening within Bo Katan, and she's being inspired by Din Djarin because of his beliefs, or the commitment to his beliefs. I think there's power in that.
Absolutely. Speaking of power, this frame right here, I absolutely love this of Bo Katan just sitting on the throne. As much as we, and I say we, I'm just including all of you, but I mean, as much as I joke, like, this is a really cool shot. And I hope, you know, maybe Black Series throne, they can throw this in somewhere, or someone has I'm sure someone has a 3D model of this, but I'm going to look out for that. I like it.
Got to be out there already.
I like it.
It was cool. I mean, it was awesome. I totally get you, Paul, of what you're saying, and it was. She is in the leave me alone state. I got to sit in my throne sometimes too and just blast some Morrissey. So I definitely feel her, for sure. But she was doing the same thing and it's not. But when Grogu shows up, you're right. It was a whole different story. Yeah. And she's like, come on, kid, let's go. And it was cool. And then, when they get the talk, like you said, and she was going through that stuff, the nod of just when he said, this is the way, really put her back. Yeah. Right? Like, thanks for the respect, you know? To me, you know, one of those, like, that's just my dad. But you just totally put him in a different light, and the family that I come from, awesome. Yeah. So awesome. I think, but even more awesome is the part that we're going to get to is when she finally lands. Oh my God.
So she sees Grogu in the ship. She's like, what happened to him? Downloads the coordinates from the astromech, and she almost looks happy to be piloting the ship. Like, this looks like a really cool, this is a convention exclusive box set right here of the pairing of these people. Maybe you get like a cardboard diorama of inside inside the ship. What's her ship? The Gauntlet, right?
A gauntlet.
The Gauntlet. She flies over. Did I zoom? Are we zooming? Oh, we're on the wrong screen. YouTuber. Oh, good YouTubing, by the way, yesterday, Paul. I love that call out. I am a professional YouTuber.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
So
that.
many technical difficulties.
I know Grogu's in there. Like, you have much more room than my dad does.
I don't have to ride under the pilot's ass.
I'm right here
Oh.
next to you.
And then
was
right
dope.
here, oh my gosh. Let me get the same angle of the ship. This is why this ship was in the trailer for Mando season 3, and I'm like, all right, I need this Micro Galaxy Squadron Gauntlet.
You
Thank
needed
you.
a little push, I think.
I needed it. Look, it does just
From a
like in the
little-
show.
from a friend,
A little landing gear
You're
at the bottom,
hemming
and
and
it
hawing.
lands.
if I remember correctly.
It opens up. It doesn't have space for a Grogu and an R5 in this one, but there's a little Bo Katan in there. This thing is awesome, and I'm so glad watching the scene that I'm like, I have this. That's the joy of having the toy while you're watching the media. Like
Always
a
my
little kid
favorite.
again.
Yeah. I miss
the
those
same
days
time.
of getting our figures when a movie was out or an episode was out. I mean, because we grew up with that and it made such a difference. You're right. I bet you were excited as all get out to have that. Like, you know, you did. Tell me you had to do the shoo.
Here's the Leo meme. It's like, I have that. Pointing at the screen. But yeah, I like that they're talking. It's this new team up. They're getting to know each other. She's like, oh, I've known many Jedi back in the day, and just those feelings as she's saying it.
That was so
It's
cool.
just like, oh my god, you think
I wanted
about-
to hear it all.
you
I
think
wanted
about
her to go through a
Ahsoka.
list.
Yeah, think about Ahsoka and
Yes.
and Kenobi, right? All of those from that era, from the Clone Wars era. And it was just that one line, and for this character to go from Clone Wars to coming to live action in that first time against when they were rescuing Mando, you saw, right? When they first came on the ship and that music came on, you're like, oh shit, it's
Yeah.
live action Bo-Katan. And then now, like, you're getting more of this, like,
So much more. Yeah, because those flash in your head, like you're saying, of everybody when she makes those little comments like that, it's like, oh man, that's so dope. Because we know who she's talking about. You guys gotta stay. And Kev, you know what trips me out is people still don't watch the cartoons. There are some people out there who still don't
Mhm.
watch the cartoons. So to hear that, is a different level for them of she did? She knew Jedi? Oh, maybe. And to us, like you're saying, it's like, oh my God, did she start just naming them off to him? That was so cool.
well, I mean, like, she did refer like there's a work thing. She did send Mando. She's like, I know a Jedi. Sends Mando to Ahsoka, right?
Ahsoka, right?
then-
Yeah.
This just adds more to it. Aiden Skate says I ordered that during the show. Awesome.
Oh,
The
that's dope.
beauty of Amazon. And then
Yeah.
it showed up before the episode ended. But hey,
Someday we will be there.
she gets attacked by those Alamites and completely destroys the three of them. What the hell is this supposed to be, Kevin? Oh,
Well,
I think
she
they were
spots
fighting.
them. She spots them
Oh,
before.
Mhm.
she spots them
Right.
in the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
before they get a chance to ambush her, she kind of surprises them and kicks the crap out of them.
Pre-ambush.
The push to Grogu was great.
Yeah, I love that. It's like a little floating.
The
It's
pre-
like when the beach ball's close to
Yeah.
you in the pool. It's like, get out of here. You just give it a little slap and it floats away. That's what she kind of did.
That was dope.
Her sister hooked up and had a kid with Kenobi.
Ryan's on fire.
She knew
tonight. Yes.
Jedi. Is that supposed to be?
She knew Jedi.
Is that supposed to be Rey? Anyway, so she takes care of those Alamites. You see her with the that force field shield on her gauntlet, kind of like
Love that.
you've seen on other Mandos in the show. Absolutely awesome. She spots that droid who's draining the liquid from Din Djarin now. Is he using
Oh.
these fluids to sustain himself?
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to talk to you guys. Like, what is he doing? Is this torture? Is this?
No.
No, it's
Is
for
he s-
survival.
It's like a bug.
I
He's
think.
sucking the juices out of him to live on.
That is
Right.
so disgusting.
You notice the creature is in like a liquid thing, right?
Like the liquid around the eye.
the liquid.
So that's
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I think that's what it's using to like replenish it. It's like, oh, this
I
is
did
all getting
not
kind of
think
funky.
of that.
Gotta get some new
Ugh.
life fluid in here.
Oh, that's
So-
gross. I did not think of that, Paul. That's sick.
They don't have Bacta down there.
That's not
And
a
then-
Bacta tank in there.
There's a whole pile of Mandalorian armor though. Like as she's sneaking through, you can see it. So maybe there were other Mandalorians who had survived the Night of 1,000 Tears. They were down there and
Went underground.
yeah,
Mhm.
and one by one.
Or he just found old bodies and just drained all the liquid from them. Either way,
Gross.
really, really nasty, but I like it.
Well, now we know
she's-
how Ewoks do it. Like this setup too. We just didn't see that.
String them up.
Yeah.
Oh man,
R&D Collective. That's a great.
what did he? What did RMD say now?
The way
She pushed Grogu. The way she pushed Grogu is like when Ernie pushed that kid to get the Palpatine saber.
Look. For the record,
Ernie's like, I knew that looked familiar.
yeah, she used one. I used two. I did push him to the side though, but I used two. She just had to use one. It's like, not today, kid. That's mine.
Doombot says, I wonder how long it took Grogu to get to Bo Katan then back. Maybe like a 30-minute round trip, the next planet over? Everything's 15 minutes away in my eyes. So
Well, the N1 is very fast.
it does have...
It is very fast.
He definitely knows that button, right?
Yeah.
To always press it.
Go fast now!
And they're
Yeah.
they're all in the same system.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the moons they're all there. So
Yeah, Mando makes a point of pointing that out on their way into like that planet right over there. You can see it. We're all in the same system. That's where we went to see Bo Katan earlier. Anyway, here's a shot. The dark saber
Oh.
on the ground, and then she uses her little line. This is Spider-Man. I don't know why I'm doing this. Well, we know why. Flips it, brings it back, and at this point, it's like she's got it. Here we go.
Total badass, dude. I rewatched this scene a couple times because it is just such a difference where we learn, right,
Mhm.
from Rebels that you have to be one with the crystal, with the saber, let it, just like the armor repeats to Din and he can't. And then she, like nothing. The way, like it's so light, right, to her. The way that she just rips through and destroys everything was so badass. Oh my
Mhm.
God, it was so good.
Yeah, the combo with the shield and the dark saber. She's chopping off limbs and taking this thing out.
That puts me to another thing too, is how we say, she's like in this depressed state, right? Of not giving up, but like that, like you lead them then, right? So it obviously must still be in her heart of how easy she controls this saber that she still does want this, or not the saber itself, but the whole she's saving Din and it comes as nothing. It was so cool.
But
Her mind is clear.
she had the
Yes.
saber before.
Yeah.
She's had
She's
the saber, so it's
Trained
not, I
with
don't
it,
think-
presumably.
Yeah, it's not whether you're worthy of the saber or not. It's not like Excalibur. She's at one with it. She knows how to wield it because she's used to it, right? Din Djarin is still learning to use it. Basically, he's fighting the saber every time he uses it.
Correct.
He fights against it because he's not in the proper mindset to use it. Right? It's not an
but that's
extension of his
exactly what
body.
I'm saying about her.
Yeah.
The way that we see her. So for her to pick it up so easily and not a mess up is how I feel the connection is. Her mind is there of knowing what she still needs to do. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying
But
to
also,
say
I think
as far as-
experience for her too. Like she's used it. Sabine's trained with it. She probably
It just
trained with it too
comes-
when she had it.
Yeah.
comes
And that's-
natural like that.
That's what I'm saying. She had it until she lost it to Moff
Correct.
Gideon,
Yes.
right? And so
I still want to see that story.
yeah, so for her to pick it up, that would be great. I would love to hear how he got it from her
Yeah,
and her still being alive, right?
they
Now,
still
there
need
is-
to tell that story.
There's another theory that's happened. Like I hear floating around now that because she grabs the dark saber,
Jesus,
right,
Kevin.
and she defeats that robot, she is the rightful owner of that dark saber because that robot took it from Din Djarin. right?
And is
so
basically killing him.
Yeah, and so she so this is a theory that I hear, but
I
she
didn't
gives
even
it
think of
back, and he, Din Djarin, he puts it back on his belt. You see him as he's kitting up, vibroblade away, blaster away. He connects it to the back of his belt, and so it's this whole idea of, well, did Din Djarin lose it in combat? He wasn't challenged, right? If you have to be properly challenged, I think, to lose it.
Okay.
So it's one of those. Was he properly challenged? No. But I honestly think that Bo Katan doesn't care about wielding the Darksaber. For her, it's just a fancy sword. It's not a symbol of leadership for her anymore, any real leadership, because she had it and she still failed.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So that's the thing. And there's still a lot of conspiracy theorists who think, oh my God, she still wants it. Because if she did, she could have just taken it and then killed everybody. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Din Djarin is still locked up in that thing. She didn't have to save him. She saves him a number of times in this episode. So I don't think she wants him dead. I don't think she sees him as I don't think she wants to lead anymore.
Yeah. I really feel that they all need to come together. I think the biggest thing that is going to come from the armor, I believe.
Yeah. Biggest reveal.
Of her backstory and what she does believe in order to see this, because you've heard them talk trash about each other. So what is going to happen as this whole story progresses even more so? Like you're saying, you're totally right. I get what you're saying now of all that. But yeah, I think the biggest threat is going to be the armor. I do.
Is my mic better now? Is it still loud?
Yeah, no. That's what I was saying. It was that buzzing in the thing, kind of like a cord.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think as I was watching the episode, I want to see the conflict with the Darksaber, the tension between the two of them. But I think at the end of the episode, it's kind of clearer now. It's like she doesn't, like Paul's saying, she's not trying to fight for that leadership, that position. Like, let somebody else do it.
That came to me with this next scene of the walk. This walk that they have together is so just wow.
A walk to remember?
Yeah, maybe. A walk in the clouds.
Anyway, she takes this. I like the what? Din, what are you saying? What did you say? Behind you. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Can you draw it?
The thing, the head crawls out and climbs back into the big mech. I love that. The slide under and just kind of takes it apart from underneath with the Darksaber. So cool. Like, she's just completely smooth with the weapon. The hell is this? Oh, that's the eye powering down. That's why it's so dark. And then she rescues Mando, and he gets back up. He's like, I still got to go to the waters and redeem myself. That's the creed. And that's another part where he's putting all the weapons back, and it's like, is something gonna happen here? She didn't even flinch. Didn't flinch. There was no shot of her kind of like eyeing the Darksaber. She was just there, and she was just happy to help him. And she's like, you know what? I'll help you get to the waters. I'll help you get there faster. And the walk down to the caves.
Mm-hmm.
On when I was on with the Resistance broadcast earlier last week, someone brought up, is there going to be some sort of relationship? I forget who said it, and someone brought out the celebrity name for a Bo Katan and Din Djarin combo. Someone said Bodin. Someone earlier on Instagram Live said Dinbo. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. Which one do you like better, Bodin or Dinbo? Or type a third one in the chat if you don't like any of those. Type it into the or select it in the YouTube chat. But yeah, they're walking towards the opening for the mines, and they're talking about Paul talked about this earlier. Bo Katan's history, her house, how it ruled Mandalore. Her father gave his life to protect the planet, and the whole the divisiveness is kind of what led them to it weakened them when they could have been stronger together to fight the Empire. And when he says to the comment of how the father died protecting the planet, he's like, this is the way, and he absolutely means it. And she said it to him mockingly in previous seasons, but this, this one, like you guys said, really, really kind of cat didn't really kind of hit home for her. And then she's reading the inscription here, one of the plaques in the hall with the waters, and it talks about the myth of Mandalore the Great that tamed the great mythosaur, and that's the kind of skull logo that a lot of the Mandalorians have on their armors. And
yeah, we do.
Oh, it's a we now, but you can't even figure it out.
I can't
miss that part of the training. You're gonna snap your
upside
wrist
down too.
Oh my god!
It's almost like you have to stand up and do one of these.
There,
Paul, you're not on screen.
Thanks, Paul. I totally
it.
figured it out though. Yeah,
You got it.
We got that connection. Sorry. And the whole time that she's going off about it, I was just grabbing this, and I'm like, yes, give me more. Yes.
That sounded so wrong. if the camera was off and all you hear is
yes, give me
more.
Guys,
Ernie,
please, let's keep this.
Ernie.
I don't want to have to demonetize or get this one
I didn't
demonetized.
say it. I'm
But
talking about my mythosaur.
all right, but she does
That's,
see
again. It sounds out of context. That sounds really bad.
talking about my mythos. This is why we never get invited to celebration, guys.
It's always mine and Paul's fault. I'm sorry.
Like a bantha. All right, so Din takes off his jetpack, all his weapons. He's reciting his creed as he walks into the water again. Show of hands in the chat. Did some of you, even for a split second, think that something pulled him underwater?
I did, absolutely.
Oh, for
Yeah?
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And I
Because-
was only praying that it was what it was.
Right?
100p. He got pulled under.
Uh-huh.
I know there's that theory of like he stepped and his armor is so heavy he got sunk. Here's the thing
No.
that I want to point out the discrepancy for that. Bo Katan dove in after him very quickly afterwards.
Mhm.
She's got the same armor. She had to use her freaking jetpack to shoot down.
Yes.
He is not wearing 10,000 pounds of armor that he would drop that quickly,
Mhm.
right? That she would need a rocket pack to chase him down. He got pulled down.
And by the time she
100%
chased
pulled
him,
down.
he was already laying
It
at
was
the
just
bottom.
like it just let him go, right?
That's the part that I was like, why would something pull him in and then just kind of toss him to the bottom? So
I got to know what happened in that
it was
scene.
mixed.
I think it totally grabbed him, dragged him under, and maybe it was like, oh, this isn't food, and let him go.
Mm.
Or maybe it was just playing with him or whatever. I mean,
Well,
that's
for
not to
me,
say,
it's
but-
hard to hear her recite the story, and then he's walking in, reciting the prayer, and then it happens. And I'm like, so I'm even more into it, Paul, because I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Did he
Too
let him go
crunchy.
for a reason? Did he,
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God, it
I
was
don't
tough.
believe like there's that whole like you step off and you go down, but there's no way you sink that fast. Like yes, he has armor, but if it was that heavy, like Beskar is light. That's the other thing. Beskar's
Yeah.
not like heavy, cumbersome.
Mm.
That's why they wear it all the time, right? If it was that heavy, it's not like a suit of armor where it's like 1,000. You're gonna rock it down like that. There's no way, and he can swim. That's the other thing too. He went so far down. There's no way he just or whatever. He got pulled. He must have been pulled down.
He was kind of
Uh-huh.
knocked out down there, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was out.
like out.
Yeah.
So she had to once again dive down, save his ass, and rocket him back up. Like they went like a significant depth,
Mhm.
right? And then it had to be because on the way up, what do they spot? The mythosaur. And that's
All the
what
way
I think
down?
dragged him down. I think it dragged him down. So
Okay.
yeah, there you go.
Okay. What I liked was she was kind of looking around with the light down there, and then she's like, you know what, this doesn't work. She turns off the light so that she could see Din's light. That would stand out more in the dark. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool detail.
Very smart.
Yes, drags him all the way down. So she finds him, starts zipping back to the surface. And of course, when you
Uh-huh.
show the light kind of looking at the surfaces and the textures, if I'm just like, oh, here we go. What are we gonna see here? Then we see this tusk, and then we see the eyeball, and Bo Katan lets out this gasp. All her oxygen comes out from the helmet. It is a freaking whole ass mythosaur, not just a bone skull. Like this, it is.
Right here. Wait, how do I have to show it again? Yeah, like
no,
that.
please don't. Oh, and we're back to the Bad Batch. No, and then they, she pulls him out of the water. He's breathing. He's alive. He coughs. What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen?
This scared the crap out of her. Like, you saw it. That was just, oh my, this, to me, I got to know so much about this now. What does this mean? Why was he pulled down and let go? It knocked him out. She saves him. She gasped by it. She just read the story. What is going on? So it's amazing. And now I want to see the full body. We've never seen it. It's always been, what, we have a drawing and then our old EU books, but I think the closest thing is a comic book, I believe. And that's even old. Like, it doesn't count anymore. So now I got to see this thing. Like, am I getting a full stomach tattoo? Like, what is going on? I need to see what's happening.
Well, we know there's no space on the lower back area remaining.
Yes. No, it's all covered.
Where it says Fetchonis for life.
Yes. In old
Fetchonis, por vida.
Poor Vita. Yes.
What's gonna happen on Wednesday? Also, I have this week off. Should I stay up for midnight 30?
3 o'clock in the morning? No,
Would that
go
be
to sleep
very-
and then wake up for it.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
got
know
to take a
if I
little
could.
nap.
That I'm honestly thinking about doing that.
Ooh, you want to watch the? You want to
Setting
watch?
my alarm and then getting up. Now, this next episode is the longest so far
Oh no!
of all the 3 episodes,
Oh.
apparently.
Mhm.
It's directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who also directed the movie Minari, starring
Yes.
Stephen Yeun. And so this is going to be an interesting one. This will be an interesting one. We'll see what happens. We see. I think they're showing trailers or clips for this episode. The Imperial remnants are back. I think they featured a couple of
You saw
TIE
clips?
interceptors there. Yeah,
Oh.
chasing the gauntlet. So
Oh,
I'm not going to say hello to anybody anymore on my stream now. How about that, Mike?
No,
How
you
about
have
that?
to.
You guys
Or
had
I'll
it
say-
so good before.
Yeah, I'll say hello to everybody but you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I say hello to a lot of people. But I think, this next episode is going to be a long one. And so this will be interesting. Where are they going to go with it?
Wow,
I think this is like the biggest cliffhanger that I felt in a while. I really do, because it was because of the way that she was reciting the story,
Yeah.
and then the way he starts saying the prayer of walking in, and the hands and everything. Then he gets taken down, and that's it. We're just cut off from it. Like, you get the glimpse of it, and to me, my little inner child of little Ernie back at Return of the Jedi playing with his toys and how Boba Fett was so cool to me and everything. This just enhanced it so much more, and I'm like, I need to know more. I need to know what's going to happen, and it was great. It was so good.
Great question from RMD.
It
Says
is a
Paul,
great
what was the crowd's
question.
reaction when this moment happened during the Mando premiere? You guys got to
Hey,
watch this
yeah.
2 weeks ago.
No, it went absolutely bonkers in the theater.
Oh.
Like screams of like, ah, and then it went to, and it started the end credits, and people were, I've got goosebumps thinking about it right now, but people lost their minds. And again, I got to say this, if you can watch The Mandalorian on a big screen, I really think what they should do is have events where you can watch the entire series, like make a day of a marathon and have people come in and watch the entire season on a movie theater screen. Because again, this is the closest I came back to feeling like back in the days when Return of the Jedi was coming out and people were just screaming at the Lucasfilm logo, right? And just like cheering whenever they saw certain characters. That was the vibe at the El Capitan. It was just so man, it was transformative. It was magic.
Dude.
And it's like you want to enjoy it with a bunch of nerds and a bunch of people who are just focused on what's this story about and enjoying it. There weren't people clucking their tongues or stroking their beards going, well, I don't understand what happened here. I don't believe he was pulled down. I think the weight of his armor brought him down. And what about, like it wasn't any of that.
It's like, who brought that guy?
Exactly. It's just like pure unadulterated joy of
Yeah.
watching it, because it's like, man, the stuff is, you're supposed to enjoy it. And you can break it down as much as we are right now after the fact. And there are people who are doing that. But, at the end of the day, what's your first reaction? Are you not entertained? Right? Are you not entertained? And that's the thing. And that's when, for me, that's the bellwether. That's the gauge. Did you have a good time watching it? Yeah. Were you like totally blown away by this reveal? Yeah. It's like, you can tug on the string, you can tug on that thread and pull anything apart if you go deep enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that kind of goes, you're missing the point then of these stories, right? You're kind of missing the point. So, this for me, I love it. I'm curious to see. I'm not just curious. I'm dying to see what happens in that next episode. We got 2 nights left to see
Usually
it.
29 hours from this point.
There you go. So, boom. And then I know after that, it's like, what's going to happen next?
Oh my
And then
gosh,
what's going to happen next? This is going to be
sign of
crazy.
a good show, right? We just
It's going to
at
be
the end
crazy.
of it, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? But to the point of watching it in theater, when I got to watch the Kenobi series down at a Scotiabank theater, that fight between Vader and Kenobi on a big screen,
Yeah.
versus me watching it on my phone. I mean, I prefer the phone. It's so much better.
And the bathroom. Don't
And the
forget.
bathroom. No, in the theater was incredible to see that fight. Man, it's definitely a different experience.
Yeah.
So I would hope they give that opportunity to everybody for the series.
Well, it kind of does. There is that opportunity to do it. And if you guys have the means, I totally put it out there for everybody to do. Get with your friends and get a theater and do it. It really isn't that much to rent out a theater. So what Paul
Can you
was
play whatever you
describing,
want?
there is some that allow you to do that.
Oh,
There
okay.
is. So you got to find out. And you could play Xbox, you can do this and that, or you can stream or tell them. So you can do that. And it's great because Paul, when you said that of being taken back to Return of the Jedi, I totally feel you. And I was at that point of losing that sometimes because you don't get that big reaction at your midnight premieres anymore or anything like that. You are getting people who are there to break it down and tear it up or something. When I'm here at midnight because I want to enjoy it with all the same.
Yeah.
So what I had gotten into was when we did it with Sarlacc was I went and talked to them and I was able to get the theaters for the last 4 movies from Rogue One and everything. And we brought in everybody
Nice.
who wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And it makes such a difference because you are sitting there with the cheering and the oohs and ahs at the same time. And it makes for such an experience. But yeah, if you can go down and talk to your movie theater, there are some that can stream for you what you're talking about a setup. Tell them it's a birthday party. Tell them whatever you want it is, and then get with your friends you put in, and it really isn't that much. And you can make it happen because it is an experience that you have to do.
Oh, maybe like a
sure.
smaller one of those smaller theaters, probably.
They have those where it's like the 24 seat. It's a smaller screen, but you still have the sound system. And it's
Yeah,
still
for sure.
a screen in front of you.
That would be
So
cool.
it was, oh my God, it was awesome to do that. So I can only imagine now what we're getting. Like you got to see Obi-Wan. Paul was there for that. Oh, that'd be so killer to do.
Paul wasn't there for that.
I was not there.
I
No,
sat
for
in
the
the seat.
No, the one that you
Oh,
did
for
right
this
now.
one.
Oh,
the
Mando.
El Capitan one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys
Well-
have had different scenarios of great new product out there to make it happen. And that's amazing, man.
Hey, what's up, Jamie Lynn Parks? Welcome to the stream. Well, if we watch that many episodes of Mando in the theater, I will need equal number of liters of
Oh,
boba
you
because
did it.
This one is done.
Wow.
You did it a while ago.
There's popping boba at the bottom too. It has like
What does that
flavor inside. It's not like the chewy tapioca. It's like little. Did you ever
Gel
have this
capsules.
candy called Gushers?
mean? Yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. It's like a thin layer on the outside, and then just like flavorful
Have you seen what I look
sugar.
like, Kevin? Have I ever had?
I don't know if it's a U.S. Canada thing. And again,
Yes.
you know, I'm not gonna. Anyway, the poll in the chat
Almost
says
tried
Bodin
everything.
or Dinbo is 50-50 right now.
Wow.
But
Odin.
you know, Ernie, what you said about like the live reaction versus breakdown, I think I kind of get the sense of that for Yoko's Midnight 30, where it's people just show up first. They're like, "Oh my god, did you just see this?
Yeah.
I'm so pumped for that and this and that." And then maybe as you take more time to think about it, it's like, "Well, wait, why did this happen? Or how did that
Mhm.
come about?" So Yoko's not here, but today, but normally on her Twitch, and I guess she might not be there Tuesday, but I'll still plug it anyway. Live in La Vida Yoko on Twitch, West Coast, midnight 30 on Wednesday. So usually after the episode finishes on the West Coast, she'll jump on and it's and just live reacts with her and people on her channel. So go check out Yoko. I know she's not here right now, but she's probably watching the replay, or we wish you were here with us. But she'll be back. She should be back on her channel next week, because I think she's off all of this week. But I think that's the fun. I've never had a chance to go check out midnight 30 because it's 3:30 here on the East Coast. So Paul, this is a 1 hour episode. It's going to be midnight plus one, like 1 a.m. stream for Yoko.
Yeah, if she does it.
Oh, there you go. Yoko said Amish Ace is doing midnight 30 for this week.
All right.
So Amish Ace, another another Twitch streamer. He does a lot of Lego stuff and is also a big Star Wars fan. I guess is taking over for Yoko this week.
Very cool. Yeah, I was unable to do it, so I'm glad she got somebody.
Man Katan, come on, guys, not this month. Not this month.
Man Katan?
For the celebrity name, the couple name. Yes. So yeah, crazy episode. I don't know. It's funny as toy collectors sometimes watching this stuff and you're like, I want that as a toy. That reminds me, Paul, do you think Bo Katan's hair, like the first look, she had the kind of that wavy hair, and this one is like hair looks different this season?
Yes, her hair is absolutely, it's different. It's longer.
Yeah.
For one thing, like when you see her in season 2 of Mando, it's more of a bob cut. Now it's
right.
It's down to the back of her neck, shoulders. So yeah, no, it looks a little bit different. I noticed too, like she's got a scar on her head that's healed. Like I didn't notice that the first time we saw her in season 2. So I'm noticing that a little bit more.
And then when she was sitting on the throne in episode 1 this season, I thought like the front part of the armor looked a little bit darker. I'm not sure. I'm not one to study outfits, but if they redo a Bo-Katan with this look, I might be compelled to.
Yeah. So I just realized too, I have this is a season 2 look for Bo-Katan, and her hair is much shorter.
Previously not unboxed.
Right. So if there's a season 3, she'll have different hair. Different hair.
Yeah. And added scars, maybe.
Oh, no, and she has a scar. She does have
she does. Oh, okay. And I'm
Ernie,
like,
did you order this?
Is that prominent? No. And now Paul just makes me want to. Is that from an episode that we should be knowing of? Like as we're saying Wars? That? Yeah, right. Is there something there that we should know? Like, duh, guys, that scar came from blah 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 blah.
Possible. You know what I love when I Google like a character, if I want something for a thumbnail for the stream, and you get pictures of the Hot Toys. It's like that's a really good compliment to the quality of the collectible and the people who take those photos. Or I'll look up a Power Rangers cosplay online, and people will have a stock photo of like an action figure, and I'm like, this isn't from the show, this is the toy. I've pre-ordered this item based on that photo. I love when it really compliments a collectible when they use the photos like that. Bad Wolf says, I think we need to get a Mandalorian with a beard sticking out from under the helmet.
You got to wear balaclava.
So I feel less self-conscious.
You got to wear balaclava. That's what they all wear underneath. Costume tip.
So it pulls back?
Yeah, just sort of, it hides no skin. No skin is showing. That's why they do that, right? 501st Mando Mercs, that's also a requirement. So if I'm wearing a bucket, like a stormtrooper helmet or any kind of helmet, you have to have a balaclava on, so that as you're turning some of the gaps, no one can see skin or hair. So that's one of the little tricks.
Nice. So Aiden's Gate might get the hot toy. Jamie Lynn Park says animated Bo-Katan had a scar too.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then there you go.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
while since I rewatched, but thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we have anything else on deck for tonight? Star Wars toys?
No, not that I'm thinking of
No.
anything.
No announcements. I haven't been following any of the Black Series stuff, the newer stuff.
Yes.
For us over here, there's been just sales going on, like at Best
Yeah.
Buy, GameStop, Amazon, where some of those prior waves have been going pretty cheap. So now is a good time to stock up. I know the latest thing about being found out there in the open is the Biker Scout on the Kenner card for the 40th anniversary. So that set, I saw that just somebody found that. So there is stuff popping up out there. The latest thing that I saw in the parks, I didn't grab one though. Speaking of, was that Bo Katan of the Disney Parks
Oh, the
exclusive
doll?
one.
Oh,
Yes.
I think that showed up at Toys R Us today. I don't know if it's the same
did it
one.
really?
Yeah, that might be different because I don't know why a Disney Parks one would show up at Toys R Us here. I'll have to double check.
Uh-huh.
I got an
It has
email.
the open front, the three
Yeah.
open front. Yeah,
Yeah,
that might be it. So I saw that there. It was very nice, $49.99, $50. But then I just totally thought of Paul and thought I could put that 50 on my payment towards the Hot Toys one and not, you know what I'm saying? And seriously get it. So something to think about. But for other people, that is an alternative out there, and it does look good. She looks good in that doll form as well too.
Mhm. The Star Wars Black Series Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet is beginning to hit GameStops here in Canada. Paul had an opportunity to get a discount today.
What do you
No.
mean? It just because of
Remember when the lady was like, "Can you take a video?"
Oh yeah, I know. Oh my gosh.
When
That's-
Paul and I hang out, I like Paul's the nicest dude. If you guys haven't had a chance to meet Paul, like he's just a funny guy to hang out with. So I like to think of this version of Paul in my head where he's just like a jerk celebrity sometimes. Like we were at the cashier talking, and Paul's like, "Do I need this helmet? I don't know, blah, blah, this and that," thinking of the price. And some lady walks up next to us, goes to the cashier, and she says, "Did you guys find a neck warmer? I dropped mine." And the cashier's like, no, there's nothing here. So I look over, and then I look at Paul, and I'm like, "Paul, wouldn't it be funny if you were wearing it?" Just like, why would he pick one up off the floor and be wearing it? So I just come up with these scenarios in my head, and then there's, I don't know.
That was funny.
It's so
That was
stupid.
funny. And I'll
But-
tell the story too that I think you're holding back on, but I'll tell it because we were at the GameStop and a woman recognized me, and she had her phone, and I'm like, it's cool. She's like, can we take a picture together? I'm like, yeah, I'll always say yes. So we take a picture, and then she takes the camera and says, "Now record a video." Like, she didn't ask me to. She said, "Now record a video for my husband." And I was like, huh. And I was like, okay. And like, just to throw it back a little bit, it was just like $50, right? She was like, and I said, "I'm just kidding. Give me the phone." And I recorded the video for her. But I mean, it's just like, if you ask, that's cool, but don't overstep sometimes. Like, because I
Did
was
she
there
demand?
with Kevin. She did. She didn't say, "Can you take a video?" She said, "No,
Oh, okay.
now make a video for my husband."
Oh,
Right.
wow.
And it was just like, I'll do this now, but it was just a little bit like, oh, okay, sure. Like, it just felt a little bit more like a dance monkey dance
Yeah.
type thing. Now do this, now do that. It was just like,
Right.
I'm happy. Yeah, see, dance for me.
Yeah,
That's
but
kind of
that's
how
what-
it felt.
That's what I
initially.
mean. Like
but-
we've hung out, and people stop you, and you never say no. You're always cool, and you'll always stop to make time for a fan. Photos, videos. That's what I mean. Paul's the nicest dude. That's why I like to come up with these scenarios that's completely like out of character and like so far from who he actually is. But he made that joke like $50, and as he was recording the video, talking to the woman's husband, I went to the cashier. I'm like, he should have taken it. That's a quarter of the way to the new helmet. And then I turn around, and I'm like, "Paul, you're like, that was $50 out of 200. You just got to stand outside and do it to 3 more people, and you're there. We can put in the pre-order." This
No
idea
one
that
would
he
pay
would
that
just like
money.
panhandle outside GameStop, hoping
No one
someone.
would pay that money.
I would already have a sign ready to go.
All right.
And that's why we'll be your handlers at Celebration.
Yes.
Step right up.
As me and Kevin come back with all these spoils, and Paul's like, I didn't get anything.
Like, Ernie, is that a gold belt?
Weird.
You're wearing what?
Yeah.
Kevin.
I don't know what happened.
His clothes are just stuffed with money, like Marge coming back from the candy show. Just like completely full. Oh,
Kevin, where did you get that segue from? Riding around.
No, a Segway. I'm riding in a horse and carriage. Carrying.
He shows up with the kalesh.
Oh man. Hey, No Chewing in the chat. Yimbo reviews everything. I had a chance to do unboxing with No Chewing and Toy Father last week on Unboxing Thursdays. Go check out the Toy Talk podcast over on their channel as well. I think they were on tonight with Darth Don Dada, I think was the guest. But a couple of great dudes. Please go support. Show them some love. Anything else, fellas? Before... Oh, shoot. Yoko's not here. Who's going to do the outro?
Oh, my God.
We're so lost. Oh, my God.
No. Yeah.
I just cut it.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Edit a new one. Yeah.
Just stitch Yoko in from last week.
I'll do a screen share of last week's episode. Yeah. Ernie, welcome back.
Thank
It's great
you
to have you. And
thank you. I missed you guys.
Missed you too, man.
I've got it written down. The Snoke theory. This might be the one that pushes you over the edge. So far, you're over. Every single one of your theories has
He's going to crosshair you. There's only so much shit you can eat before.
Something has to happen.
This might be the one. If this is your Hail Mary, if you land this, you will have won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Yes.
The
I will
superb
stand with
owl.
my head high. Yes.
Yes, we'll see. But that is such a Hail Mary. Like they're turning.
It is.
If they turn Crosshair into Snoke,
Yes.
I don't know.
The mold
That's
for Snoke.
The mold, the template. I think
Yes.
somebody
Thank you.
wrote down the template.
Is
That's
there
thank
a
you.
character that they could turn into Snoke that would be like, yes, that's awesome?
This here's the thing that gets me. So Palpatine wants a clone of himself.
Yeah.
Why would he use a clone as a template? He
Because
wants to clone
he's
himself.
trying.
It's like saying, I want a clone of myself. Ernie, give me your finger.
And they keep messing up. That's why. You
Because
got
they
to
want
have your
to-
guinea pigs first. You got to try it out there first. Ernie, I have an idea. Let's see if this works. Give me your finger. And no, and it's messed up. And then it's like, we do have one that can hold the force, but he's all jacked up.
But you know how they're just getting genetic material. They just need a little bit of it. Your genetic material is in anything, in everything, right?
I don't know how those cloners do it. I haven't hung out with the Kaminoans.
They permeate you.
I see Omega as Snoke.
Mhm.
I find
like that
more
more.
believable.
That's more of a
Whoa.
tragic
Yeah.
ending. It's more of a tragic
No.
end, like storytelling wise. Be like, no, that cute character
Yeah.
turns into Snoke. Speaking of Snoke, Andy Serkis this week at Toronto Comic Con, and
Emily
also
Swallow.
Emily Swallow. I can't decide which one to photograph or autograph, but it's going to be an interesting week.
Oh, I would have to say autograph Andy, photograph Emily.
Okay, but they're everything for Andy Serkis is a little
Andy's
bit
done
pricey.
a lot. Correct. He's done so
Yeah.
much, man, that
I would honestly get both with Andy. Yeah. Well, just don't get him to sign his, anyways.
Under the loincloth.
Just because Andy Serkis doesn't do the con circuit as much.
oh,
Emily is
really?
around a little bit more, so you have another opportunity
Oh,
to go to. She does all the fan expos, it seems, and I'm not trying to criticize. I'm just saying she's more available because she works out of North America more. I think Andy is more UK based, and so it's a little bit. I don't see him as much, so you got to strike while the opportunity is there, right?
Yes.
Get his just because
Attack him.
Yeah, just it's there's less of an opportunity to get that
Okay.
stuff from him.
Okay.
So that would be
Sold.
my gut.
Sold. I'm returning the armor that I bought. Or I'll save it for next time.
No,
no,
save
you got
it
to
for next
save it.
time.
Yeah, but that was good. I didn't know he was a rare one.
I think he is. I mean, I don't remember seeing his name on a lot of conventions,
No, you're right.
right?
As I thought about it when you said that, I haven't
Like,
either. To say,
yeah.
oh, he's at a lot. It don't really matter. That was a good way to put it, though. Yeah.
All right. I think it's about that time. It's been a lovely stream hanging out with you. Speaking of lovely streams, I drank a liter of boba tea. So Ernie, what have you got going on this week?
I am back Wednesday night with the Fallen Fett Chronicles. My guest will be Cheney 180 as we do a little birthday bash celebration for him. No telling who will show up. The invite is out there for both of you as well, along with Yoko. If you guys aren't doing anything and want to hop in and say hello, just a time to catch up. Me getting into crazy stories and seeing what's going on with Cheney and wishing him happy birthday. So that will be this Wednesday. Then I'll get back to the guest circuit, and then Thursday night another episode of They're Not Dolls at 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Wednesday nights, yes, they just had it, so I missed it. Sarlacc Digest after mine on Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Awesome.
So we can break down those episodes right then and there.
I love it. A lot of great shows, everyone. If you're new to the channel, Ernie does a lot of great streams out there. So, feel free to give him a follow, check him out, YouTube, Twitch, and all of those shows. His Instagram is linked in the video description. Oh, I thought you were telling me to. You're like,
no.
me off?
I was saying thank you.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? Paul, what have you got going on this week, my friend?
This week, actually, tomorrow night, I'm going to be hosting a Q&A session with a Vancouver filmmaker named Anthony Shim. What did he do? He directed and wrote and acts in a movie called Rice Boy Sleeps. And this is a film. It's a Canadian film, which has been compared to a companion piece to Minari, actually. And it is about a single Korean mom. It's set in the 90s, trying to raise her son in Canada. And so it's a beautifully done movie. So I'm going to be running a Q&A with it. I'm going to be way more articulate tomorrow than I am right now. So I'm doing that tomorrow night. Good Lord. Must be tired.
Is this
and later
live or on a
What's
stream?
that?
Is it going to be live? Or
It's going to be live. This is going to be live. This is a smaller, more intimate event. The show's actually, his movie is being released in theaters this Friday.
Nice.
Actually, Rice Boy Sleeps. It's a really, really lovely movie. It really resonated with me, especially after all the stuff, the Oscars last night. Oh my God! Anybody?
Oh wow!
That? Ki Kwan, Michelle Yeoh, the Daniels, Everything Everywhere All at Once, sweeping the Oscars. Truly, truly inspirational. You had an Indian song winning for Best Oscar. You had an Asian American movie winning for Best Picture. It really does feel like the tide has turned finally, and people are getting their due, which is great. So in that vein of being inspired, diving wholeheartedly into Rice Boy Sleeps, check it out when it's released in the theaters in Canada. I don't know if it's going to get a wider release in the States, but it is a wonderful coming of age type movie.
That's awesome.
That really spoke to me, especially as a Canadian immigrant. Like, there was stuff in there that was just so heart-achingly familiar. So yeah, so I'm doing that tomorrow, and then we got some friends coming over by the name of Yoko McCann this week. So we're gonna be hanging out and going toy hunting with her and having dinner and getting into all kinds of shenanigans. And of course, there is the after party from the Toronto Comic-Con that we're all going to be attending at the Off-World Bar. So if you're in the Toronto area or you're going to TCC, then you should check it out. Off-World Bar, Google it, 8 p.m. We'll all be there, so drop by and say hi. And of course, on Sunday nights, I've got Fun Boxing Sundays, where I'm actually going to unbox something this week. And the aforementioned Bo Katan hot toy. I also have this. I'm going to crack
lies,
Star Wars
deception,
Galaxy Squadrons, Outland nice. TIE Fighter, and we didn't get a chance to do this, but I'm gonna open it for show. We've got this Zeta Gold. This is a 4K. This is a gold label limited edition 221 of 300 run 4K of Edge of Tomorrow with a lenticular cover.
I love that.
I've got this is the one-click version, so you've got the different variant cover art in there with the metal cases. So I'm going to be opening that up. Yeah, so that's Sunday on my YouTube channel, Bitter Asian Dude Inc. 7 p.m. Eastern. Fun boxing Sundays. There you go.
I love it.
Thanks,
I love
Ernie.
it. And I just peed myself. We will be back here on this channel, Unboxing Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern with my friend Mike from High School Creations. Again, check out his Kickstarter, Wall XD, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for some awesome displays for your, toy collection or toy photography. Damn, come on, camera. In the middle of the outro?
He's pee.
He said toy photography.
He's pee. What's that sound? What's that sound?
We all know you're peeing.
I don't know what it is.
Someone left the tap on. Here we
Thank
go. Here we go. Yes, and of course, Yoko is visiting this weekend. We're gonna go to Toronto Comic-Con on Saturday, and if you're in town or if you come by to Toronto at any time, the Off-World Bar is like a space-themed kind of geeky bar. They have like fantastic food and some really, really cool drinks, very unique. If you go on the Boba Squadron Instagram, you can see Paul and I were there a few months ago. We drank a smoky cloud drink. Tastes like
The warp
burning.
It was a warp bubble. Tasted
Yeah.
like campfire.
Yeah, it tastes like a campfire. Lots of cool stuff in there. So even if you can't make it this weekend, in general, you should check it out. Off-World Bar here in downtown Toronto. And again, check out my wonderful friends here on all their channels. Yoko, Live in La Vida Yoko on Twitch. I don't think she'll be on this week, but she'll be on, but doing Midnight 30 on Amish Ace's channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. If you're still here or you're watching on the replay, I appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, the video, and lets YouTube know that you like this. And probably other people will too. You can find me on any of the social media links below and all of my fantastic friends. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Oh, I have an outro kind of thing now. You guys got to stay at the end of this. It's 5 seconds? Damn it. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night and keep toying around. Peace.
Are they supposed to be blank?
And
I
then
think you fill in.
I fill it in. Also, everyone
Oh.
can hear this. As
A
we're
what?
talking.
Color by number.
Sorry.
My
No, this
bad.
is better. This is much better than what I had planned. Silence.
Ernie,
Okay, now I'm ending it.
you're cut.